Welcome to Go for the Pin with your boys first. I am that leg slap Professor
King V, aka Selena Kyle O'Reilly, aka Ludacris Son Eric, aka Jordan Grace Jones.
It's DJ Knuckles, aka Mr. Thursday Night.
Okay, that's not how you do it. Okay. If it's live, that means we meant to fucking do it.
But there's no trapeze here. Look at it. My brain not cooked in the middle. Yeah, something.
You know, because I'll slap the face off of everybody in here. I don't give a
and we're live, pal. Welcome to Go for the Pin episode 200. 200 with your boys first. I am that leg slap Professor, that lead commentator, Mikey Q, and I am joined first to my right by Knuckles.
That's you.
Yeah, that's you.
Your boy, DJ Knuckles in the building, aka Mr. Thursday Night, BKA I Write Stuff Down 200. We in the building over here on this side. Over there.
There you go.
Over there.
Get it together, pal.
Lord Jesus. For the 200th time, I'm King V, aka Alde Pentetta, aka the Hashira of Chaos Breathing, aka I always get it back in blood, aka when I shoot an entity clip, aka I'll leave you DOA, aka Voodoo Child, aka Who's Better Than V? Nobody, aka JMS J Briscoe. And
R.I.P. to J
welcome.
Briscoe, of course, Fabba.
And JMS J, shit.
And JMS J, yeah, love that. Guys, it's episode 200. I mean, wow. First and foremost, I want to thank every single person that has ever shared the show, that has ever listened to the show, that has ever liked the show, commented on the show, participated on the show. I want to thank exactly everybody. Like, I want to thank everybody. And especially want to thank Jeff Meacham. Jeff, he has supported us from day one, literally. Day one-ish for real. So just thank you to Jeff Meacham and so many other people that have supported throughout the years and came on really for nothing, so it's like, and just to help us out, just to support us. And in return, we support them as well. So just thank you. I can't thank you guys enough. I mean, 200 in the past, 200 more to go.
That's right.
DJ Knuckles.
God willing,
of course.
Yeah. So there's another person that's like a really big fan of our show. They might be a little bit biased because it's actually my 9-year-old son, and he's right here. Say hi, nephew.
Give it up for nephew, everybody.
Hey.
How you doing, pal?
200.
Shut up. How you doing, pal? How you doing?
Good.
You good?
Mm-hmm.
Talk to the microphone. You good?
Yes, I'm fine.
Okay. You happy for 200?
Yes.
Yes. You proud of Daddy?
Yes.
You proud of Uncle Mike?
Yes.
And you proud of Uncle V?
Nephew.
I'm thinking about it.
I'm thinking about it. Yes.
Yes, you're proud. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Why do you have to say no? That's not
No, I
right.
was just kidding.
All right. Well, we got a show to do. I promise you, I get you on the air so that people can see you.
Yeah.
Okay. I know you want to go back to the game, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Say
We're proud
goodbye,
of you
America.
too, nephew. We're proud of you too.
Bye.
Say goodbye,
All right,
America.
nephew. Thank you for coming on.
Oh my
My
goodness.
first guest. Give it up
Stop
for
rubbing my Stop rubbing my mic like that. Oh,
I'm sorry.
okay, do that one right there. There you go. Say bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi, nephew.
Bye, nephew.
Thank you.
Oh man. Give it up for our first guest of the evening, nephew.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That's my
The
guy.
children are okay. Thank
Yes. Oh yeah. Well,
I'll put a bullet in your forehead for that one.
I hear that.
Don't say.
What was that, V? Oh, I hear that.
It wasn't me this time. I didn't say it.
Look, guys, we I know we have a lot of special guests coming through tonight. But before we get there, there's a couple of things that happened this week in wrestling. Well, wrestling related. The Vince doc dropped. Have we all had a chance to see the documentary?
So I did.
Okay.
It's basically things that we kind of already knew, plus the allegations. So kind of, sort of, I was right. It was just like one of those things. It's like, okay, you give us nothing. Thanks, girl, for nothing. But
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Shout out
So
to
appreciate
Powerbomb Jutsu. Jutsu
Yes.
to you, Mike. With the
Jutsu.
U.
Got it. Yep. Got it.
Like,
Thank you. Jutsu. Yep.
Yeah.
Jutsu.
That was very nerdy of me, but it's fine.
It's all good. Thank you. And congratulations to you guys on all the success that you guys are having.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you were saying, V, about the documentary. You were saying that we knew everything pretty much, you know.
Yeah.
Including the allegations, I guess you can say.
It wasn't much. Some new information that I did learn while Tony Atlas was sitting there with a sleeveless button-up shirt with a tie on.
200 pal.
200 pal. There were some things that were said about Pat Patterson.
There was.
I can't sit here and say that I'm shocked.
Yeah.
I'll just leave that there.
We're gonna leave that there. We're gonna leave that there. He's no longer here, and you know, we're just gonna leave that here. I mean, leave that there.
That it feeds into stereotypes that straight people have about queer people. But yeah, Pat Patterson, you're gross, and I'm looking down on you. Anyway, yeah, I said it. This 200, not a damn thing changed.
Knuckles, your thoughts on the Vince doc? Have you seen it already?
I've seen every episode but the last, and that was I'm halfway through that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you've seen enough to speak about it. Then
it's very interesting.
Did you learn anything different?
Not really. The one thing that stood out to me is when they asked the question, is there any difference between the character Mr. McMahon and Vince himself?
There's that.
And everybody said no.
Yeah,
right.
Crowd said no.
And he
even said no.
Vince pronouns, pal. Well, at first he said, yes, they're two different people. But then as things went on, he said, you know what? Maybe it's not, you know, like, so he knows.
And one more thing, they did mention slightly, shout out to Sway. They did slightly mention Ashley Massaro.
They did.
My heart broke all over again. Because of, you know, the circumstances. And, you know, I just want to say Vince has a lot of blood in his hands, and he's not seeing heaven. I don't think he's bad enough to go to hell, honestly. I think he's just going to be in the infinite Sagilmi and just keep him there and let him just float. Like, Vince is going to hell. Like, when Vince dies, I'm not going to lie, I might put something on the ground. And that's for Owen. That's for Rita. It's for Ashley. That's for the woman that got covered up. But yeah, it's a lot of nonsense.
Check the
in
chat.
That. I did.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Definitely good call out. Okay. Well, see, Sway said, I don't want to get into religion on here, guys. But
I don't.
Okay. if you guys have any thoughts on the Vince documentary, like I really didn't learn anything too new, except maybe the Pat Patterson thing. Didn't know that. But
I was
being a
disgusted.
wrestling fan just about all my life, you've heard stories about Vince, since forever. So there's not much I learned from it. Still a very good watch. Like it was, I wasn't bored. I'll say that I wasn't bored.
Right.
It wasn't like, oh, I know this or oh, I know that already. Like I was interested throughout the documentary because despite everything we say about him, like Vince is still like literally the reason that most of us are wrestling fans. So it's like, but due to the WWE and things of that nature. So, it definitely was interesting. Sway said, "What happened with Pat? You want to explain it, V?"
Okay,
In
so
the most like,
no, there's no way that I can do this in a very sensitive way.
please, please try. We got a lot of eyes on us tonight.
So basically, Pat Patterson was touching wrestlers inappropriately. Yeah, he was touching people inappropriately, and unfortunately, Tony Atlas was one of those people. And allegedly. But before you say, well, Tony Atlas is like 6, blah, 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 blase, blase, that doesn't mean a thing, especially when power is involved. It is kind of a similar situation, to what Terry Crews was speaking on with Harvey Weinstein. So it's along those lines. That's as clean as it's going to be.
Okay, well, thank you, V. You definitely explained that the best way we can here.
I did find funny was when Vince was talking about, the Attitude Era, and literally every single clip was fact checking everything that he said.
Yeah.
That gave me a little chuckle because just like we know you're lying, I know you're lying. Stevie Wonder can see that you're lying. So my favorite artist of all time, but it's just like you think that we're stupid, and I think that's the thing that turns a lot of people off to Vince McMahon, is that he tries to treat the audience or the people around him like they're dumb, and we're not. And that statement that he put out before the release of the documentary was damning in itself.
Yeah. I think that was Vince outside trying to get us to stop talking about it. All right. Yeah, Sway, Pat was touching people, apparently.
Yeah.
Allegedly, there's no lawsuit there. There is no police file. There's nothing. So we're gonna say allegedly, okay, but allegedly. So before we get our first guest on, we're awaiting our first guest. I know you guys are all anticipating who our first guest is. And don't worry, we won't let you guys down. While we wait for our first guest to get here, is there anything else maybe related to the television show, not the documentary, the television show that we would like to discuss really quickly before our first guest is on? No, not Scott Steiner. Holla if you hear me.
I'm really trying to think back. If that was the case, good Lord, I probably would evaporate.
It's not Jade Cargill.
It would be cool one day, but not today. I'm just trying to think. NXT was really, really good. I'm really trying to think back because I've been so excited about this that I completely forgot about the rest of the shows.
It's all good. Got it, Knuckles. Okay, well, no, it's not the tribal chief either. All right, so let's make this perfectly clear. I know Sway is joking, but let's make this clear. I wish we had access to World Wrestling Entertainment talent, but unfortunately, it is a headache trying to get through to, first of all, their PR team, because that's a whole nightmare in itself, because you have to go through certain channels in order to get even access to these talents. And then also, even during the interview, there's certain things you can't ask. Like, it's a lot of different like restrictions with WWE talent. Hopefully one day we get to the level where we are interviewing current WWE talents. I would love that. That is a goal of mine. I know V Knuckles, I'm sure you guys would love to do that as well. So you can't, Sway. It doesn't work that way.
It does
You
not work
can't.
that way.
Because if you
If it
DM
did work that way, don't you think we'd have a bunch of people from WWE on the show already? And so would everybody else.
yeah. I wish it was that easy. I wish it was that
Yeah.
easy. Just DM them and skip the middleman. You can't. You got to go through. Like, they legally, which is V. I'm gonna consult you here. How are they legally obligated to consult a PR team before taking an interview when they are classified as independent contractors? I'm just saying.
Well, see, that's the fun of being an independent contractor. Loopholes and things of that nature.
Loopholes.
But with that, because a lot of things can be said, and the wrong thing can be said by either the guest or the host, you don't want a PR nightmare. WWE can't afford another PR nightmare, especially WWE. They could not afford another PR nightmare. So it's better. It's better to go through the proper channels to get those interviews. No.
AEW is the same thing though.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same thing. You still have to go through their PR. They just can't do whatever interview they want.
That other comment up, Slay, absolutely not. No.
Nah, we're good. Thank you. We're good. We're good.
You. Next.
Yeah. Ari was on to something with that. All right, but so NXT was good. Knuckles, you got anything to bring to the table about this week in wrestling before we start getting to certain guests and everything like that?
I mean, honestly, I think on an NXT is tapping into something very interesting.
Okay.
We finally got the arrival of Stephanie Vacour.
Yeah.
And that says a lot. That says a lot about that other company, that she could be there wrestling one of their major talents on their biggest show of the year, I believe.
Yeah.
And a month later, she's on another Promotions television show.
Oh,
Yeah, let's fill it in. She knew what was up.
Nope, I'm not doing it tonight.
And another thing. Mercedes.
Oh God, no.
Let's not go on morning shows such as The Breakfast Club and start feeding us a bunch of bullshit. Okay? Don't do that. You're never going back. You don't think you'll go back to WWE?
That's not true.
That's just as believable as me having a full head of hair right now.
Oh my!
No, don't do that.
Don't do that, man.
And then hold on, because I'm opening. I'm breaking the fourth wall. Hold on.
Please,
Let's be honest about this.
I can't do this.
Let's be honest about this. So you say you think you made the right decision because you're in a position you like where AEW is, you like the direction they're bringing you in. Could it have anything to do with the fact that you have complete and utter creative control over your character?
So
that means you can do anything you want to do. But in WWE, you had to follow a guideline, which basically, if we could be honest, was more fulfilling and was more successful to your career that you had guidelines, because you don't have guidelines now, and your character is ass. On number 200. Let's get it.
Jesus Christ. So what I can say about this here, right? I am, I love Mercedes down. I love Sasha Banks. I love her as a wrestler. I am not a fan of this AEW run. I'm just gonna be completely honest. It's not great. Um,
Bad.
it's not great. It,
He
Bang
said when he
bang.
shoots, he don't miss. He empties the
I
clip.
don't. I empty the clip every
That's what
time.
he said.
But it's just the fact that you have the creative control, and I don't want to say it's exposing her necessarily,
It
but
is.
but I can sit here and give her the credit.
Sorry.
Like I can give her the
No.
credit for having the balls to bet on herself, right?
That's the
Because
only plus here.
she bet on herself. Now, But I'm always going to be proud of the fact that she bet on herself and she chose herself. And her and Naomi Trinity decided to go elsewhere. Trinity had one hell of a run in Impact. Came back, huge pop, Royal Rumble, a great place to return. And she really showed that she can be a star in other companies. We already know that Mercedes has the name value. We know she can go in the ring. Let's not sit here and pretend that she's not gonna. We know she can go in the ring.
Definitely.
But to me, it seems that there's a lot of miscommunication with the booking because it's like she has her own writer apparently, and you're trying to mix it into the show like you kind of mix it in like a gumbo, and it's not tasting right. To quote somebody that's in the in the intro, the cornbread is not cooked in the middle.
Right.
And
shout out to the intro people. Shout out to the video people on the video editors. Our new intro is amazing. So shout out to everybody that worked on that. And sorry to cut you off, V, but please hold your thought. But right above your head, we have the new logo for Go for the Pin, the official logo for Go for the Pin. Knuckles is now added to the logo. All you people saying, oh, Knuckles isn't in the logo. Oh, Knuckles this, oh, Knuckles that. Knuckles is in the logo, okay?
I'm straight.
So, sorry, V. I had to just let that be known. So
you're fine. You're fine.
Shout out to Brian Afro for our graphic update.
And it's just, to me, I feel like she could be doing a whole lot better. And, with it being in a new company, facing new opponents, you're going to have to learn some type of chemistry. And it's not always going to be good the first time. And that is completely understandable.
That's right,
but it's just the fact that first match, her match with Willow was amazing. I'm screaming. Her match with Willow was great. I'll give her that. Her match with someone else, to quote Knuckles, bull.
There it is.
Like, and then the one with Sheeta wasn't bad, but it wasn't good either.
Right.
It was a lot of miscommunication, and I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to bury Mercedes like Knuckles might, but it's just that she's not doing what I hope she did. But that's also a indictment. No, Eric Adams. That's also an indictment. I already said
that's the mayor of New York. For those that don't know,
I don't like that video. Ho. Anyway, it's just it's an indictment on the booker. No T, right? Bring your ass behinds back.
Nope.
It's an indictment on the booking.
Not when I had my Yankees jersey on. Nope.
It's an indictment of the booking, and the booking has never been good. So sorry. No, I'm not sorry. No, the booking's never been good. And it's just too many factors it's too many factors that's leading to the point that Mercedes' run is not the best. And I'm pretty sure she can do better. I know she can do better. We've seen her do better. We've seen her in Japan. She's done well. It's just that when she's doing this with AEW, it's not clicking. It's not working. It's just simply not. And I love Mercedes. I'm always going to love Mercedes. But I could also be clear
critical.
And critical. Yeah, that was the word. Thank you. I could also be critical because I enjoy her work. But her work in AEW has not been the best.
Yeah.
What do you mean has not been? It's currently not the best. What are we, bro?
Starting from when she was wrestling Willow. Okay.
That's the only good thing that has come out of Mercedes since she's been in AEW.
And I hate that Willow had to lose. But we talked
Which
about that
she
already.
shouldn't
Well,
have.
they should have never
And
booked the match. Like I've said countless times on the show, they should have never booked that. That should have never happened in the first place. Did you guys watch Grand Slam last night?
I think
yes,
Agatha all along. Mm-mm.
I did watch some of it. Yes,
I thought it was good. I thought it was enjoyable.
I
Guys, we
thought
have Brian Danielson versus Nigel McGuinness in New York, in
that was
Queens,
pretty
New
good.
York, to open Dynamite.
It did
That was
not.
special.
It did not meet my expectation.
So,
However,
yeah.
I will give them special consideration because their matches were about 10, 15 years ago in Ring of Honor, almost 20 years ago.
Yep.
So I will consider the fact that 20 more years of career have been put on them since their last match. So I will take that into consideration, that they are much older than they were back then. But it was still a good match.
That
Still a good
and the
match.
fact that Nigel hasn't had a singles match in 13 years, guys. Let's put that into perspective. He has not had a singles match in 13 years. I thought for what it was, like, not even because that sounds a little like disingenuous. Disingenuous. I will say this: the match was good, no matter how old they are, no matter what age they are. I think that Brian versus Nigel in New York was something special, especially in 2024. And especially since we didn't think Nigel was going to wrestle again. So they rushed it. I'm not gonna lie, like they rushed this whole story, right? They rushed the match in a sense. I think they got about 15 minutes or so. Which I mean, again, I wasn't expecting them to go an hour. I don't need them to go an hour. I don't need them to go 30. I thought it was a good match. And if that's Nigel's last match, which I don't think it should be, I think Nigel can still go.
I think it's his last one.
If I'm just saying if it is, because he did, I think he thanked Brian on the tap
He
out.
said thank you right before he tapped out.
Right before he tapped out. That says
And
to
then
me it might be.
AEW being stupid, thinking he was about to curse. They bleeped out the thank you.
I did catch that. I did. JR, who was on commentary, said,
Did he just say thank you?
I think he said thank you. Because I'm sure it wasn't bleep for the commentators, but
And you can see if you read lips, you can tell he said thank you.
Yeah. And then tap. I thought that was great. I thought it was great.
Yeah, if he wouldn't have been bleeped out, it'd have been better.
Right. Last time I checked, we was on a delay anyway, like an 8-second delay or something like that. I guess they did think he cursed instead of, I guess they thought he said F you instead of thank you. That's the only reason I could see them bleeping it. Which would have been kind of funny if he did say that, like as he was tagged. That would have been kind of funny. That would have been funny.
Would have been funny.
But you know what, Mike?
Yes.
And there's a few correspondents, one of which will be on the show later. I was watching their show before we came on the air, and he made a very interesting point. And
who's he? Don't say who he is.
Okay, I'll
don't say who he is.
Okay, pronouns. Don't say who he is.
Don't say who he is.
Don't say who. Then don't ask me who's he. Idiot. God. What a goober.
Yo, this guy gets on the logo and he doesn't know how to act.
What a maroon.
Literally the day after I posted the whole twin moment between me and Mike.
Right.
That was great. That was a great moment.
But anyway, this person said, and this speaks a lot to the status of where AEW is. This person of conversation said he was talking about the ratings for Grand Slam and everything, and he was comparing them to last year and the year before this and whatever. The Connecticut Sun and the Indiana Fever beat AEW on Wednesday.
Sure did. So
WNBA,
shout out to all of the WNBA fans out there, including myself.
WNBA, and please, this is no slight on WNBA women's basketball or anything like that, because let's be honest.
Shade, but be
Let,
shady.
let,
Go ahead.
let's no shade, because let's be honest. I mean, this is off topic, but Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese have done wonders for the sport where nobody didn't care last year. Now they're getting people in buildings and ratings and everything, but that's off topic. But the fact that you have been on TV for 5 years, this will be your 5th anniversary show next week, AEW
Should I
Dynamite.
go? It's in Bridgeport.
And
Should I go?
why?
No. Okay. All right. Nope. It's fine. Yeah. I didn't go in Queens, so why would I go to Connecticut? Good.
I mean, Sway makes it.
on that.
Okay,
I'd rather catch a Connecticut Sun game.
Put
You rather go
Sway's
to
comment.
Connecticut.
Put Sway's comment up. Okay, he said it was the playoffs and the biggest player in the league was playing. Come on. Okay, but guess what? AEW Dynamite in their first 2 years was beating out sports shows. They were beating out baseball on Wednesdays. They were beating out other things. So yeah, like I said, no slight to Caitlin Clark. She's the thing in women's basketball right now. However, do you think that a Connecticut Sun and Indiana Fever with Caitlin Clark would have beaten AEW in their first 2 years? Answer that question. In AEW's first 2 years, oh wow! And then he said something else, and I'll get to it. But yeah, that. And then this is what got me. This is what almost made me drop my phone. This person said, in the first 2 years, with Cody on the roster, they were the hot thing. And as soon as Cody leaves, now Cody's living his best life, WWE champion, face of the company. And AEW is sitting there hanging on.
Which is weird because I've said this before. AEW has the roster to pull this off. It's just the consistently bad booking and people going into business for themselves. I will continue to say that's their issue. Between the booking and people going into business for themselves, AEW is slowly but surely. Oh, me para Jesus Christ! I'm gone. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back.
No, man. Because what is why is this happening? Like what is happening on this show? Like what are we doing here?
I think we're back.
Are we back?
The fuck?
I think so.
What the fuck? Why am I here? Why am I doing this?
We had one of these moments, like, all right, we're back. Okay, can be 200 without that. Do you think Vince will want something to do with WWE again?
No, they wouldn't allow it even if he did. They don't want them problems.
Unpopular opinion: if Vince stays alive, I do think that he would make, because I know he wasn't doing too well. I'm just saying, like, health wise.
I said that on TV.
Yeah, if he survives, I do think that he may make another appearance on WWE TV.
Hell no.
About that, because the chickens are coming home to roost. All of the creeps are get put the fuck out of here.
The D, I don't think A, so. The D, huh? What happened? All right.
No, the people are getting up out of here. The creeps, the embezzlers.
Oh my!
Ooh.
Yo, hide your baby oil. All right, Ed said there's gonna be more.
No, we're not gonna do that.
What happened?
We're not gonna do that or freak ups. Those are rape parties.
Somebody hide the baby oil. Somebody hide that big ass forehead.
Jesus. No, I'm not glorifying any of that here.
Hey, all right, that was Tyrese and The Rock in Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
I don't watch that.
All right. Edge said,
y'all are
Will King in the
tripping.
building. How you doing, bro?
Will, what up, my boy? Maybe
Edge
we
said
should
they're
have-
gonna be more story-based wrestling programming. Hopefully something or someone helps book the show. I was just talking about this actually before we went on and before I got on there with you guys. With my father, who is a longtime watcher of the show. Shout out to my pops. Love you, pops. And that's what the issue is, right? It's not the talent. It's not the talent. It's literally the booking of the talent. It's the booking. In the story. Sway, funny. Not putting that up with funny. But yeah, I mean, if Tony I'm not even saying that he should, and I'm not gonna be as critical as V and Knuckles are sometimes. I'm not even saying that Tony should step away completely from the booking. I see. That's why I'm saying I'm not gonna be as critical. I do think that he needs help. I think that he should allow other people to help him write, even if he's not stepping away completely from writing. I think that somebody should help him. I think he would benefit from all of the great minds. Look, MVP debuted at Grand Slam.
He's not going to listen to them. He's
But
not
that's
going to
the
listen
problem,
to them.
V.
That's the
That's
thing.
the
That's why he needs to step away. He's not going to listen to them, and it's going to be, two deers in his ear, a son of an actor in his ear, talking about, oh no, we should do it like this. We've been doing it like this all this time, and we've been fine. No, you haven't.
Yeah.
No, you have not.
So, V, quick question.
Sure.
Did you talk to our lawyers? Because this can't be right. I see like somebody in the green room. That can't be right. He's a former. I think he's a former champion, and like he's still bitter about something. I guess he thinks that like I don't know, maybe he was screwed out of the championship or something like that. Last time I saw him, he was getting his ass kicked at We Are Wrestling. So I don't know, but
he got some explaining to do.
He does. You know what? I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna let. Yes, this is episode 200. I'm gonna let Robert Showalter the fourth, not to be confused with the fifth or the sixth, come on to go for the pin.
Oh boy.
Robert Showalter the fourth.
Yay, welcome.
Can you hear us?
I hear ya. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Are you in some like secluded area or something? Like, are you hiding from the police?
Nah, I'm in parts unknown. I'm hanging out.
Oh, I guess he's with Kane or something. Be careful over there. All right.
Robert, we got
y'all thought y'all were gonna do episode 200 without me?
Actually, yes.
That was the plan.
Why? I'm the best guest to ever come on the show. I'm the fourth host of the show. Why would I not be on episode 200?
I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead, Knuckles.
Count. There's 3 people on that logo.
Yeah, Knuckles.
Oh shit! Y'all updated the logo.
I know,
Man,
right?
I told you. Y'all all belong on there. I told you. See, y'all don't listen. See, I'm telling you. Next week, put me right there, right where the title is. Just put my face right on the title. We good.
Why would we do that?
Right.
All right.
We want to gain
more
ratings.
people in.
We want to gain ratings, not lose.
To be more interested. No.
Speaking of interested, I was interested on what happened at We Are Wrestling the other week.
What happened at We Are Wrestling? I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what happened.
Actually, you know what? Wait, hold on. I mean, Robert Showalter the fourth. Before you get to that, actually, let's show our audience what happened. Okay, this was We Are Wrestling. Let's show
Roll the footages.
No. One more time. Thank you.
What just happened tonight? What a fucking bullshit event. Worst fucking feeling in my life.
Shit, that's Bob. Damn.
What?
I ain't go how you planned it, did it? I guess your mouth finally got you in trouble, huh?
Man, seemed like a
Ooh.
tough night for you, huh?
So my question is, right? Why you didn't show the whole video? What happened before that?
It was too long of a video.
See, y'all would do something like that. Y'all would edit the video so it looks a certain way. So it looks like my mouth got me in trouble when the reality is, if you were there live, if you actually go on Title Match Network and watch the show, what happened was me and my client went out to the ring to cut a promo to let Dan Math know that we're next for that grand championship that we all has. Nobody's gonna beat him but us. And what happens? Out comes Mr. Franco. And Mr. Franco runs his mouth, and Mr. Franco finds out what happens when you run your mouth. But then, what I failed to show was, while we were celebrating, while we were enjoying our time in the ring, Sean Donovan, who I don't even think is on the roster, I don't even think he's part of the crew, showed up through the crowd with his own people and jumped us from behind. That's the only time you see us like that. That's the only time we're in that position, is when somebody comes from behind and uses a weapon to beat us up. I brought the chair out for him to sit down. I felt like after his dog collar match at the last event, I felt like Gamble deserves to sit down for a bit to talk to the crowd, to tell him how he feels. But this is the respect we get from these people.
So, and I was gonna get to that. Mr. Showalter. Gamble is from the Bronx, and he got booed not because of himself. It's because of you. Let's be honest.
Listen, whether he got booed or I got booed or we got booed, it don't matter. I don't care what these fans think. You think it makes a difference to me if they boo or cheer? You think that makes a difference to what happens at the end of the night? When we have our matches, when we have sanctioned matches with a referee, when I'm not in the ring, not a trained wrestler, when somebody's not facing the wrong direction,
Whoa,
we walk out as champions.
Hold on now. You were the same person that said a couple of weeks ago that, if you're not a trained wrestler, you should stay behind the guardrail.
You did say that.
You did say that.
I was trying to get out the ring. I was in the ring to cut a promo. I didn't stay in the ring for anything else. You can cut a promo all you want. See?
Look, Matt Awesome in the chat here.
Look, how many people love my boy Matt over here? How many people love Matt Awesome?
That's my guy.
Yeah,
and look,
even
he knows the deal. Come on now.
Yeah, because he doesn't know the real you.
Yeah, but when you going outside for a match, I stay where I belong. I don't get in trouble. Y'all watch the Lucas Chase match with Gamble? Did I get hurt? Did somebody touch me? Was somebody playing? I had a bat with me. Nobody even looked at me. Because I stood out my way. I stood where I belonged, and nothing happened.
Okay, so was that before or after your tag match on Battle Club X? Because
I agreed to that match. That was the agreed match upon. So what's your point?
Okay, you had a fire lit up under your ass because you was in and out that ring real quick. You was either not prepared or you was really scared.
I did what I had to do, and we had the match underlocked until Bam Cheap shot at me from behind and had to hit me with a chair. He couldn't control his emotions, but we know that already. What's the point of that?
But you in the ring, though.
I don't even know who that is.
Sway just said, sounds like he's crying because they jumped the jumpers,
Who?
His name is Sway.
Who? Exactly.
He's a long time.
Who? That's all you need to know. Who? Nobody knows who that is. Nobody cares. Nobody asked you.
Well, we care about Sway. We do care about Sway.
I'm glad. Care about the few fans.
Well, we care about anybody that supports this show.
Read what that says. Read that out loud.
Fans, and yet you're here.
Come on.
Matt, I respect you. Matt, I respect you. So I'm not gonna get into it with Matt Awesome because I respect Matt Awesome. Bobby, Robert, Showalter, the fifth.
Y'all can call me Bobby. I told you I'm the fourth member of this show.
John says you sound kind of depressed.
You sound like you need to see a doctor about your pee-pee, homie. Go get that. It burns when you pee.
Pee-pee is wild.
Hey, you gotta protect the show. I care about the show, unlike y'all three. Tell you, change that logo. I'm gonna have somebody fix the logo for me. Send me that picture, please. I'm gonna have somebody fix the logo for me.
Is crazy.
Anyways, listen to me.
All right, look.
Listen to me.
Yes,
I don't listen to fans. Don't worry about that. Point is very simple. We got attacked from behind. Now, next show, November, we are back again in the Bronx.
That's right.
This time, it's not me in the ring. Gamble don't have to watch my back so I'm not getting hurt. There's gonna be no chair involved. There's gonna be a ref in the ring. It's gonna be a wrestling match. Sean Donovan's been doing this for 20 plus years. I was a little kid running around when Sean Donovan was wrestling. And we had respect for him up until that point. But you came into Gamboo's house, and when he's not in wrestling gear, when he's in street gear, that's how you treat him? But we'll take care of that in November. But the
We'll
video
see.
that you like so much about, did you get my letter?
I did. Okay, I definitely got your letter. I have the cease and desist here from Bobby Showalter.
My lawyers.
addressed to-
So what happened was I
yeah,
was sitting in my suite watching AEW, Dynamite last night. I was at Grand Slam and the seats, me, Tony Khan, Mercedes Moné, great time,
yeah,
right?
uh-huh.
And I told my lawyers, why would I keep getting played by people? Why would I keep letting people disrespect me and not show the full video? So instead,
Yeah,
show
he
shit
sent us an
now.
harassment cease and desist here.
That's
It
what
says Bobby
happens.
Showalter right there, as you can
Yeah,
see.
I'm glad
Right
you
there on the
see it.
screen there.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what? You know what I think about this? I'll show you right now what I think about this cease and desist. Hold on for 1 second.
Go ahead.
Bobby, Robert, hold on for 1 second.
Mhm.
This is what Go for the Pin thinks of your cease and desist, pal.
I mean, if you have it near me, I could just.
So
You think that changes anything? You think that changes the rules? You think that changes the law? You think that you ripping up your paper means anything? That paper in your hand, you in this video showing that you guys accept it, means that you agree to it. Doesn't matter if you rip it up. I'm glad you shredded it. That's what you do with paper when you're done with it. You read it, you understood it, now you follow it, and that's it. Lawyers is step one. Let's not make it step two.
Well, go ahead, let us know what step 2 is, so we can be prepared.
We
yeah,
don't want this.
wait, no, it is.
Listen,
It's a real cease and
listen.
desist that he sent us.
Listen, I'm not listening to no fans. That's all I know. I know something about something. I don't need to listen to no fans, right? Look at that. Look, Matt also knows. What Matt also needs to know is that he'll start getting more victories and we'll start doing better and people won't be jumping in from behind when I'm in his
Sway's
corner.
not a fan of yours.
I don't give a shit. He can go boo with the other basement dwellers. When listen, stay in his back row with his Cheetos and his little wrestling replica belt that you get from Kmart. I don't care. That's
Kmart?
fine. Kmart. Point is, have a great night. Yeah, understand the assignment. Yeah, know what's coming. Just let's
You'll be
make sure
hearing
we
from
keep
our
this
lawyers.
team. Let's make sure that's fine. Let's make sure we keep this team a 4-man team.
Ooh.
4-man team. Because you don't want to lose one of us now, do we?
I'm sorry. Is that a threat live here on Go for the Pin, episode 200?
I just love our group. I want us to stay a faction. I don't need nobody to get kicked out.
I'm looking at the.
Hopefully,
I don't do well with threats.
Don't care. Hopefully, this is how it goes, and nobody gets super kicked or through a glass window here.
Well,
have a good night. Figure out who the weak link is, and let me know later. Send me that picture so I can fix the thing. Good night.
Robert, before you go,
bye now.
Robert, before you go, oh, he left.
Yeah.
But everybody that watches this show,
Everybody
that watches this show, we all know how we feel about Robert Showalter IV, right?
Yeah.
I'm hitting the button.
Oh yeah.
We can't hear it, but it's okay.
Are you serious right now?
Yeah, we're serious. We're live, pal.
We very live. And if it was live, we meant to do it.
Matt,
I'll do it. Still a piece of garbage.
Matt Awesome is awesome for real. And that's not
Absolutely.
He is. He's a great guy. Bobby Showalter or Robert Showalter, the 5th, 6th, 7th, or 8th.
Robert the Wascally Rabbit.
I used to like Bobby, man. Bobby was a good dude. And then I don't know, like him and Gamble and this whole weird thing they have going on here. I don't know. Why is Bobby so rude? I like that. Bobby. I see what you did there.
I can't with this name. I can't with this name at all.
definitely got to get Matt Awesome on for a full go for the pin
Yes,
episode.
absolutely.
Matt, DM me your availability, or Knuckles or V, but any one of us, just DM us and we'll work to get you on here, because I would love to talk to Matt on the show, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely a guy that's been working hard, for years now. Been working hard. So definitely look forward to having him on. He's never been an ass to me. I think
he
he just
definitely picks and
Oh no,
chooses.
yeah, he does.
Chooses. He's
You know what it is?
choosing the wrong person.
Matt,
Choosing
can
the
I
wrong
be
people.
honest with you? You know what it is? He's mad about a brief altercation that we got into with Anthony Gamble a year ago. He's still mad about that, and he's also mad about the fact that we're friends with the Golden Glovers. That's another thing. When he turned on Bam and Landon, I, for one, just looked at him differently. So I think and to answer John's question, that's what the issue is, right? He's mad at us because we don't like how he's acting now, because he's with Gamble and with and after he turned on the Golden Glovers and he did all of that. That's why he's so upset. And because I don't feel like he needed to do that. Just personally, he had a good tag team in the Golden Glovers. I know Landon's hurt right now. Hopefully he makes a speedy recovery. But yeah, he had a good thing with the Golden Glovers, and he decided to turn his back on them. So I just wasn't feeling that. And Gamble's a guy that was a friend to the show, right? Let's just be clear. It's episode 200. We're laying it all out here. Gamble was a friend. Yeah, just quickly. Gamble was a friend to the show, right? Gamble joined Jobber South, right? And he started acting like a prick. Let's just be honest, right? So at Jobber Slam 3, Gamble felt the need to get into my face in front of Knuckles and V. They weren't going to tolerate that, and a brief altercation ensued. And from there, it's always been a little bit of an issue between Gamble and Bobby Showalter. Because even after that, Bobby Showalter was cool with us, but then it was really him turning on the Golden Glovers that did it. Had to give you guys a brief history lesson on what.
Only because I'm over it. Well, I'm over the fact that people keep bringing it up. I'm just. Was that you? Yes, that was me. Cheetah print and all. Don't let the platform boots fool you.
So Matt said maybe it's because I want the Uptown Boys versus the Golden Glovers match. I'm down.
Hey, I'm with it. Sign me up.
Yeah, definitely. I'm totally with it. Maybe it can happen that we are if Landon is cleared. We'll see. But then Matt, I think you have other business to take care of at the next event in November. So maybe somewhere down the line. But I would love to see that. We're still waiting for other guests. So Robert Showalter was not on the guest list. Okay, he just decided to show up here, like he does.
Insecurity.
Yeah,
This is what happened.
Go ahead.
We fired the security, and now everybody's just popping up on the show.
Yeah, I know.
I'm truly firing security. It's either I'm firing security, I'm fucking them niggas up, because it makes no sense as to why people are coming in randomly like this is church
not church.
Because these doors aren't always open.
So John asked, why did you allow Bobby on the podcast if you were upset with him? Because look, we like to be fair, right? Bobby obviously had something to say, right? So we let him say it. We've been showing this video of Gamble and Bobby being attacked at We Are Wrestling, and obviously he wasn't happy about it, right? So we're fair. We let him on the show. He did send us a letter. He sent us a cease and desist. So if he thinks that's going to stop us, he's sadly mistaken. All right, that's not going to stop us. This is go for the pin. If you have an issue with it, we'll deal with it in court.
I was about to say something, but I might get canceled for it.
Easy there. Matt, I need
Private
you
chat.
to
Put it in the private chat.
No,
At-
no,
at-
no.
After Bougie, I'm set on that match. Okay, yes. Jay Bougie, Matt Awesome. I'm looking forward to that. We Are Wrestling. You guys, you gotta be there. If you're in the New York City area, you gotta go see that. Yeah. So after that, maybe Sway, maybe Matt can just Matt, but I know you're cool with him, so you have no reason to do that. But if you just accidentally on purpose, right? Hit him in the head with a steel chair. I'm just saying, just accidentally on purpose.
Accidentally on purpose.
Accidentally on purpose. Just slip into hitting him with a steel chair. Like, oh, my bad.
Stick your foot out while he's walking.
Nah, I need more than that.
It's a start.
I need more than that.
John, what are you doing?
No.
Wait, put his ass. Hold on. Put his ass through a table. I like that. Yeah. Hey, guys, leave comments on what you want to happen to Robert Showalter the 4th, 5th, and 6th. I whoop his ass this weekend in fantasy football. Yeah. And then when you see
any kind of L is good.
Yeah. More L's for Bob. More L's for
Bob.
Robert.
It's crazy.
Bob
is crazy.
Bob
is crazy.
Yo, but my name is with your. Oh man. Oh man. All right. Well,
Bob is phenomenal.
Bob is phenomenal.
It's diabolical.
So this is 200. Let's show some of our moments that we've had on the show that was exclusive.
What moments?
It's okay, V. It's all right. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Scared.
Shout out to Jordy Lee, Jordy Jim, who just recently celebrated her birthday. Happy birthday.
Jim.
I will never forget this post match that I did with Jordy after her first match with Brian Baum. Take a look at this, guys.
Jordy, how you feeling today?
Ooh, I mean, today was an interesting day. I feel good. I mean, am I pretty at least?
Of course.
Okay, so now I feel fantastic. Ooh, wow, I had such an interesting match today. I had a friend of me, whatever you want to call him, who just made their big debut today. And I wanted to congratulate them. And they just kind of, I don't know if they woke up on the wrong side of the bed or, their man was in the DMs or something, but kind of put my ass real good, but I got the better of them, so.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And maybe I gotta say this one thing. I like your style, Brian. I want to see you again in the future.
Yeah, shout out to Jim, Jordy. Amazing talent. Happy birthday again. And yeah, I mean, can't wait to have her back on the show.
So I want to know something.
Yeah.
I want to know if the people who are watching that are subscribed and follow the Instagram page, we the three of us collectively thought it would be cool for us to put our favorite moments on the Instagram page. So we all put a moment that kind of like meant something to us, or was just absolutely hilarious, or was just completely knocked down, drag out, funny. Mike did one, I did one, V did one. We just want to know if you can remember, what was one of you guys' favorite moments that you've ever seen on Gopher. You could put it in the comments before or after the show. It doesn't matter. You can do it right now. We want to know some of you guys' favorite moments since you guys have been watching the show, because just as much as our moments mean what they mean to us, your opinions on the show mean just that much. Because if you didn't have an opinion, you wouldn't watch. And so we want to know how you guys, what were the funny moments to you guys as well. So
most definitely.
While the people are doing wait.
Will got it.
Yeah.
Will got
This is just for you, Will. Come on, you guys. That's because I'm the greatest.
Oh man. Amazing.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'll go. I agree. And
let
I
me
yeah.
let me be transparent. I
Oh my god.
love Natalia. I love her deeply. I truly do.
Oh my
It's just the
goodness.
fact that she's so unintentionally hilarious. Like ever since Total Divas, I'm like, this woman is funny. Like I just
Oh.
can't. But yes. Oh wow. I know that Sway put my rants. Good lord.
Yeah, he did.
You know, see, my rants be justified. Let's be clear; they're always justified.
I see our next guest is here, but yeah, gotta be.
But yeah, it's one that I do find funny, and I'm always gonna find it funny is when Mike, when they were doing the Queen's Crown tournament, and and
That
Mike
was like a
said,
botch for the ages.
Mike said the Cream Queens, and I was like, excuse, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
not that one.
I'm sorry. Like, what's going on?
I just want to get
That's hilarious.
these comments real quick, and then we're gonna get on our next guest because I see she's ready. Well, give us a thumbs up if you're ready. All right, cool, great. All right, why? Yeah, this name is killing me. Why don't you all make normal wrestling videos once in a while during the week, like wrestling news or something, like shorts, probably, right? Like on YouTube and things
Yeah,
like that.
like shorts and reels and stuff.
That's a good question. V, you want to take this?
Question. Yeah. So all of us don't have the time to do it. It's not just that, but it's kind of hard because we are all in two people's in the same state, but it's kind of hard to get everybody together to put something together for stuff like this. And we try to do something like we're trying out new things, expect new things in the future. So that's not completely off the table. So just stay tuned, John. We got you.
All right. And on that note, so he said the time that Knuckles spazzed with CM Punk leaving AEW. That was the time. Without further ado, we have a very special guest.
Yes, we
in the
do.
green room, waiting backstage.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, co-principal owner of Battle Club Pro.
Yeah.
And one third of the Job and Tears podcast. Janelle from HR is in the building.
Hey!
You guys can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes.
Everybody hear me? Okay, good. Happy 200.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome to Go for the Pin. I am so happy you're able to do this.
Oh, no problem.
Definitely. Will
My
says,
pleasure.
well.
Hey, Will. Hey, guys. It gets interesting sometimes. You be like, what? Huh? Especially like people in different states that like know like your podcast or know things you've done. It's just like, oh, but it's pretty cool though.
Definitely. It's crazy because I know we talked to you like maybe over a year ago now, like on the podcast. Just about how you and Wilkins and Mr. Black got together.
It was 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years. Wow, 2 years ago. Wow.
I mean, time flies when you're having fun, so
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. And how you guys got together and all throughout like the wrestling parties and everything like that, and just to see where that has taken you guys, it's incredible. Can you believe that time is going so quickly? Like, are you enjoying it?
you know what? I have my moments where I'm like, fuck all this shit, I'm out. But no, really, like people like you guys and like our little like kind of like wrestling community just kind of keeps me going in that sense. Like I feel like if I stopped, and people are gonna look at me crazy, and then they're gonna question themselves. It's just like so. No, we're all in this all together. So am I like, oh my god? At times, yes. But at times, I'm like, we worked really hard. We really the key thing, and that's the number one advice I give to anyone doing a podcast or anything, whether it's wrestling or not, is be consistent. And that's the one thing I think that's really helped us grow as a group and as individuals, is us just being consistent in whatever we're doing in wrestling, whether it's Lucas Wrestling or Mr. Black refereeing or me doing my little thing here and there, but we're all consistently doing something. So I think that always keeps us going. But like I said, it's really the community. It's all the different podcasters that really have come together over the last few years and just gotten to know each other, been able to network, be on each other's shows and things like that. That to me is the most important thing because then it creates this family vibe, which you guys have all experienced. So that's what it's really about at the end of the day.
Definitely, definitely. Knuckles. I want to.
Yeah. So, have you come down from the Jobber Slam high yet?
You know what was crazy? Because I feel like I'm in it. That high that I feel like everyone else might have had, I don't have as high of just because I'm just like, whew, it's done. Good night, But
Right.
I finally am kind of like, okay, it's happening, and I think kind of the wheels starting to turn, especially after today's announcement of SummerSlam being in our backyard, in
Yeah.
August. So now that we kind of know,
Yeah.
so now that we have a SummerSlam date, is like now the wheels are starting to spin. Like, all right, when can we do JavaSlam next year? What's gonna make sense? Like, what should we do differently? So, in terms of, I've been able to do Wusa from JavaSlam, which is really good. But yeah, it's been a nice. I like to have a balance of when I want to be in business and when I want to be a fan, and I'm a fan right now, so I'm okay.
So,
V. Do you have anything?
Mike is gonna hate me for this. So
Oh,
maybe
no.
not next Jobber Slam, but the Jobber Slam after.
I'm
here
leaving.
we go. Here we go.
My dream match is with my best friend, and I'm just gonna leave that there.
And I got a
You
referee.
it's a one-on-one or it's a
One on one straight up, and I got to be the referee.
really.
I didn't put them up to this. I just want to let
That's
you know.
why. That's why I have my stripes
is.
on because I knew you were going to be on the show, and I knew this was going to come up. Even though it is newly crowned AL East Division champion Yankee jersey, but yeah,
Fancy, I like.
yeah.
So
But we want that to happen.
So full disclosure, before you answer that, Janelle, full disclosure. I am actively getting myself in shape and yeah, I'm
No, wait, in shape or training? Because those are
I know
honestly
it's
two different things.
two different things. First, because I had to lose the weight first. So now I had to lose the weight, and now I'm working on my cardio and everything like that. So I am starting to get myself in shape. And I mean, this is episode 200, so I might as well announce it. I mean, I've told certain people behind the scenes about this. I do plan on training next year. I don't. Thank you. I do plan on training. Now, I know I'm also not trying to like wrestle consistently, but it is a dream. It is something that I always wanted to do. So I do want to at least be trained in order to, like if the opportunity did present itself, I would be trained and ready to go. So that is something that I am working on. And next year I do want to actively pursue that.
I love
It's
that
probably not
journey.
going to be consistent. I'm
Oh,
gonna be. I would want to wrestle consistently.
see, but everybody's vibe in terms of what they see themselves doing is different. Like Wilkins is honestly the funniest and greatest example, low key, because it went from a random night after recording, after a live event at the Garden, let out to be like in the middle of Midtown. Like I think I want to wrestle. I think I want to wrestle a match. It's like my dream, and I'm just like, okay, didn't take him no type of serious. Then he started training. Then I'm like, okay, I can take you serious, and now I can be supportive of what you really want to do. And then look what that turned into. So you just never know. Like, he went from the first match like that's my one and only, and it's just like, for wrestlers, it's a little bit of a different type of addiction. So like, no, sir, it's not your last one. Like, so let's stop playing these games. So I say that and think, don't think, if it's your dream, live it. Who are any of us to tell you different? So if you train and you put the hard work into it, then we can have the conversation of, having a match. But everybody got to do their part.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. So I'm gonna work on that, and thank you. That is amazing advice that I don't take lightly. So I'm gonna definitely, I'm gonna work on it. I was just gonna say I'm gonna work on that. towards it, I should say. That's a better way to put it. Ray said, "What's up, fellas and lady?"
What's up,
I
Ray?
just want to congratulate you guys on
I'm gonna
200.
go.
Thank you.
No, yeah, how do you guys feel about 200? I mean, that's no easy thing, like
Ooh.
at all. So how
Well,
do
this
you
is
guys feel
actually
about 200?
this is actually 122 for me because I wasn't here from episode one, and like honestly, just because, and we mentioned earlier about the three of us put our favorite moments on the Instagram page that we, and those two guys they put like the funny moments, but the moment to me was when they actually sent me like the invitation to be actually like officially a part of the show.
I knew that was going to be
So
the
it was
moment.
like, because I started watching the show just like any other regulars, like Will did, Ray did, anybody else, Sway. They just started watching the show, and I just kind of became a contributor, and then it just kind of like the ball just started rolling, and like when they offered it to me, it was just like, really, like seriously, and like it really like hit me. I was like, yo, this is like really a thing now. So it goes to back to what you said, like when you put the work in and everything, and then you just actually take something very, very seriously, like good things can come of it. So like that's exactly you know what my moment was.
Ooh,
V.
I said I wasn't going to cry this episode. And,
why not?
who child, I cried at 100. I think that's it. But it's very surreal. I never really thought that my love for wrestling would gotten this far. And, there were times where I personally didn't think that I would make it to 200. And it's just like, it feels good that, we've gotten this far. And, I'm going to try my best to make sure we get to another 200. But it's been a very emotional roller coaster, to say the least, to be quite honest.
Yeah, because it's also a part of your life, your journey, like things that happen off screen, and I think that's what only like our like kind of group or those that do podcasting will understand like how it intertwines into your everyday life and in your real
Mhm.
life and things of that nature. So like we're first like I'll never forget Mr. Black used to always say like this is my therapy. This is where I come. I can be myself. I don't gotta worry about nothing. And that's really why we've never really changed the format or anything we've done on the show because it's just let this be the platform to have fun. And that's sometimes when the best episodes come when we just have fun. So it is an emotional roller coaster ride. Like I always tell people like I'm the monkey in the middle low key because they are two real life brothers. Like I tell people
Yeah.
that all the time. They are real life brothers. So like their relationship is very different and can be very interesting at times. But at the end of the day, it's all love, and that's really why we all do the things that we do within our own podcast. And so be emotional. It's okay. Like shit. Like I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't cry at 100 because I didn't. It was weird because like I didn't think 100 would happen, and then when we kind of got to 150, I was just like, all right, this is okay. But everybody's journey is different. So feel the emotions and be proud of what you've done. Like don't let that don't block your blessings now.
Definitely.
Mm,
I'll make
exactly.
this quick. When I first had the idea for Go for the Pen, right? Because it was on a different platform. It was on the Jeff Meacham network. Who Jeff Meacham is a huge part of like NoDQ.com, and we were working with him for a while, and then we kind of just ventured out on our own. And I knew, and I've told this story before, so I'll make it quick. I said, look, there's only one person that I want to do the show with, and that was
Okay.
my brother. I've known this guy. I've known King B since kindergarten, guys. So like so he's the only one that came to mind when I was like, you know what? I'm gonna need help with the show. So it's like, who do I trust? Who can I trust with the show? And I never thought that we would have a show 200 episodes later where like, okay, we want to get wrestlers on. Oh, it's just a text away. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's just a DM away. Like that to me is like insane. Like this show has allowed like me personally so many different opportunities doing commentary and just being a part of the show behind the scenes and things of that nature. that is something incredible to me. So like 200 to me is just 200 to me is just it's just insane to even think about that we even made it this far. But I'm happy, I'm blessed, and I look forward
Yeah,
to 200 more.
kudos to y'all. Not
And I thank
everybody comes
God.
through the
Thank
fire.
God. Yeah, definitely.
You're
Not
right.
everybody
We
comes through on the other side. Even though you jumped in after 100 and some odd episodes, it still is yours. You are still a part of 200, and that's what matters. Like at the end of the day, y'all put the blood, sweat, and tears into your podcast. So
Definitely.
we still
Well,
gotta do this go for the pin slash Jabba Tears collaboration at some time. We still got to
definitely.
do that.
Yeah.
listen, we not hard to find. So whatever y'all ready, I just have to rally it up. I can't say Dumber and Dumber because I love them, but Dumber and Dumber. You'll get the reference, it's fine. But yeah, just let us know. We'll figure it out.
Right.
Definitely. Well, Janelle, we appreciate you stopping by.
Oh, thank you guys for having me. So I know it was a little late. My bad.
No, no, it's
But
Oh, you're fine. You're
but
fine.
I just wanted to make sure that I did shower you guys with the love that you deserve because you guys have always shown up for us, whether it's with Battle Club or with Jobber Tears. You guys have always shown up for us. So it's definitely my honor to be a part of your 200th episode and many many more. And once you start training and stuff, then we can talk about business stuff. But
all right.
until then, you know. But
Janelle,
all right, gentlemen,
thank
thank
you.
you so much. Good night, good night, good night, and
Good night, Janelle.
congrats.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
All right. Janelle, everybody.
Cool.
Wow. All right. Yes.
I did it without crying. Woo. Okay.
All right.
That's what's
Look,
up.
we told you we had major guests for you guys tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think our next guest is ready. I just give us a thumbs up if you're ready. Yeah, all right. That's
Are
all
you
I like to
ready?
see. Yeah, he's
I
ready. He's
I
ready.
got this one.
You got this one? All
I
right.
got this one.
Yes.
All right.
We've been trying to do this one for a while, so I
I'm
went
excited.
ahead and got out. I went ahead and put my nickname into play. I write stuff down because I do write stuff down. He really does not need an introduction, but I'm gonna do one anyway. So this guy is a former NWA Wildside Junior Heavyweight Champion, a two-time NWA World Television Champion. Correct me if I'm wrong. He is a NWA Anarchy Television Champion for 133 days. He's a three-time QPW King of the Ladders champion, 2,093 days total. He is a two-time AML champion, 551 days total. He is a nine-time PWI 500 wrestler, and he is the current commissioner of Ashe Wrestling based out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Ladies and gentlemen, we've waited for it, and he's finally here. The man, my guy, Caprice Coleman, ladies and gentlemen, is in the building. He's here, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sir. I like
guys.
it.
200, man. It's a big deal. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate
Thank
you,
you for
man.
being here.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
This is a long time coming, man. We've been trying to rally the troops together to get you on here, and I just took a shot in the dark and just DM'd you on Instagram, be like, hey, we got a big event coming up. It's 200. Would you like to be on? And you were so considerate of your time to come on here and just like spend some time with us in this, and we can just pick your brain about the industry a little bit. So we really, really appreciate it.
Oh man, thanks for having me. I appreciate being here, and I'm excited. You reading all that stuff off, man. Some of that stuff I didn't know, so that's pretty cool. Tell me more about me. I need to know. That's pretty awesome, man.
The internets have everything.
Yeah.
They have
That's
everything.
pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I didn't know the 9-time PWI thing and how many days the champ. That's sometimes you're doing things and you don't realize it, but that's the sport, man. You just keep moving. That's the way it goes.
Absolutely.
It was interesting to me to find out that you were trained by Matt and Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man. So they trained you to wrestle or to referee? Because I seen that you was a referee early on in your career. So was that always your goal, or did you always want to be a professional wrestler?
I always wanted to wrestle. I wrestled all the way through school, and I signed up to do pro wrestling. I didn't even know there was a such thing as like indie wrestling. I just knew like pro wrestling or whatever. So when I found out about it, I went and showing up, and it was the first time like I I've been inside like a wrestling ring, and all, and they were telling me about it, and I signed up, and I didn't have any money. Like, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And I told them, I said, man, I said, I love to do this, but I mean, I don't know how much it costs or whatever like that. And so they pretty much let me train for free, but they needed a referee
Mhm.
because they were doing like indie shows or whatever like that. So they showed me how to ref. And I kind of, knew from watching wrestling because I was a huge wrestling fan.
Mhm.
But like they let me start refereeing matches. And then as I was refereeing matches, I was getting, more size on me or whatever like that. And then one day Matt was like, I think you're ready. And so it kind of went on from there.
Nice, nice, nice. But
V,
got another question.
V, go ahead.
Um, so who you said you grew up being a fan? Who really sparked your love for wrestling? Like, for example, for me, it was my great grandfather. So,
Mm.
who did you watch wrestling with? Was there, anyone that influenced it to you, or you just was just flipping through the TV one day and you got caught up and you was like, "Oh, I like this," and you just kept watching it. Where does your journey in wrestling begin?
Man, I was flipping through TV. Nobody in my family is a wrestling fan. Like my immediate family, I
Mhm.
found out one of my aunts is a huge wrestling fan. But like, I was young, like 3 or 4 years old, flipping through the channels on the TV, and I want to say I saw Dusty Rhodes, and it was talking about the devil in the boot or something, man. And I just saw him, and I was just like, what is this? You know what I mean? And I didn't know what it was. I just know I saw it when it came on TV, and then when I got old enough, maybe 5 or 6 years old, to understand that it came on, Saturday mornings or 11, right after the news or whatever like that, I can kind of plan ahead to try to stay up for it or to try to watch it or whatever like that. And I was the only one in my house that liked it. So my mom actually, like, one time I went to a yard sale, she brought me like a black and white TV or something that I can watch in my room, to where when everybody else was watching, cartoons or whatever like that, I could be in the room watching wrestling. And so because like I was the only one that watched it, and didn't nobody in the house want to watch it like in the living room. So that's how I watched wrestling.
Nice. Wow. No, go.
So, so we know I went through the lineage of your career, all of the titles and achievements that you've gone.
Lineage. Wow. That's
Yeah,
dope.
I know that's a word, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now it's starting to go down the family bloodline, because I've paid attention to your Instagram a little bit, and now your son is getting involved. Like, I think
Nice.
you guys are starting a tag team here
Yeah.
in the near future.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that.
My son, Chase, man, he was born in the sport,
Mhm.
and he's been around wrestling all his life, and started training in the ring when he was like 8 years old. And around 14, he fell in love with music, and so I didn't want to be one of those fathers that kind of pressure you into stuff or whatever. And so he was just doing, music and soccer, like it was his deal. And then I took him on tour with me last year, um just out of the blue. He had some time off, and he traveled with me for about a week. And at the end of the tour, we had an indie show,
Mhm.
and there was nobody at the show yet, and he just got in the ring and started, rolling around. I was like, can you even still do this stuff? And he was like, I don't know. And so he jumped in the ring and started doing his moves and all that stuff, and I was like, dude. He was like, I guess I can. And so then he started training again, and then he's good. Like he's good. Like he's good. He can work the mic. We got a great move set. He can move, man. He gets it. He understands it, and like everybody already knows him. Like as far as locker room wise, because he literally grew up in a locker room. And so now he's been wrestling. He's probably got like 40 matches under his belt now.
Wow.
And yeah, and so I told him, I said, just keep going. I want him to get 100 matches before I really, do anything with him. But like he's good enough now to where I'm like, we're gonna start tagging. And so he's my goal now, man. It's like I want to wrap things around him. I've helped so many people in this sport, and I helped so many people. And oh, thanks, Caprice.
Mhm.
They do me
Yeah.
like that. Not in a mean way, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? But it's just the way it is in the sport. You see them doing their thing or whatever. And some of them, they show me love or whatever like that. And so I think it's time for me to do it for myself now. And so my son wants it, and he's great. And so I'm gonna start tagging with him. and we'll go from there. So we call ourselves the Ageless Legacy, because I'm the ageless one, and he's the born legacy. So we're like the Ageless Legacy, you
That's
know.
what's
And
up.
yeah, so he's the born legacy, and he's dope, man. He's super dope.
Nice.
We have a follow-up question.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna ask you, Priest, what has been your favorite part of your career so far? But it sounds like tagging with your son might be the answer.
Yeah, it is, because like we just won some tag team titles last weekend, and we're in the tournament, and just watching him. I don't know. It's weird because saying he wanted to do it is one thing, and then you're actually doing it, and watching him, like, getting himself booked, go to shows, come home, and show me these videos and all. If I can go to a show, I definitely go to it. And then, like, I'm sitting here tagging with him. We've tagged before, but this specific tournament, this is what happens when you wake up and remember that you're supposed to do a podcast at 11.
We appreciate you remembering.
Thank you so much.
I'm like, this is what happened, man. It was like 9 something. I was just tired. I was like, yo, I'm gonna take a nap before this podcast. And I was like, Siri, wake me up at 11. I mean, at 10:50. And I guess Siri said okay, but I think my phone does like this sleep mode at 10 o'clock. You know what I mean? And and I just kind of like woke up and looked. I said, oh shoot, and I didn't want to like no sell it. You know what I mean? So I sent y'all the message to make sure y'all was still on, because I try to keep my word. That's all you really have. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm sitting here tagging with him in this tournament, and it's multiple matches. You ended up being two matches, but it was supposed to be multiple matches. And then, like, just watching him and watching the way the crowd reacts to him and the way he reacts to the crowd, and like we got a pretty dope move set, and just watching people respond to him. And then, like, when we actually won the thing, and just looking around, and like the people like on their feet, and like they loved it, and so it's like, it's not just a thing of like, okay, I'm gonna make my son wrestle, but it's like he loves this stuff, you know what I mean? And he's in the ring like 4 times a week training, and like different people, and helping, even at Lodi school, he's helped training young people already. And it's like he just got it. He just got it. So we just waiting to see what happens, man. He's being patient. He's young. He's still got to get some size on him, you know what I'm saying, before he can get, before I know the way this sport is, you know what I'm saying? And so I want him to have some more things added to him before I really start putting his name out there, you know what I'm saying? But hey, if you follow me, you're gonna see him grow into a great man, and he's already a great one. So
definitely. You speak a lot about tag team wrestling. So when I started watching you and get familiar with your work, is actually in Ring of Honor, when you was a part of CNC Wrestle Factory with Cedric Alexander, who I'm a huge fan of as well. What can you speak about that? Yeah, definitely. What can you tell us about that tag team, and what Ring of Honor has meant for you, even to this day?
My son just walked through the door coming from a wrestling show.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
Cedric, man, is I met him. I had just got back overseas from overseas. I was living in Kuwait for some years, and then came back overseas and hit some promoters up to let them know I was back, and they was like, "Oh man, okay, great." And then they was like, "What's your fee?" And I tell them my fee, and then a couple of promoters was like, "Oh, okay, well that's cool. We'll get Cedric Alexander." And I was like, "Oh, okay, whatever." And so basically it was like, I don't know if they needed another black guy on the card, or whatever it was, but a couple of times it was like, I don't know if I can afford it. I'll call Cedric Alexander. I was like, okay, call Cedric Alexander. Like, and so I didn't know who this kid was. And then I was booked on the card with him, and I was like, this guy is nice. Like, I remember watching this match, and my brother, Sweet Dreams, was like behind the curtain, and he looked at him or whatever. And I was like, hey, check this kid out, man. It's like, he's the one everybody's talking about. And my brother watched like 30 seconds in. He was like, yo, come here. Like, and I came and I watched him. The dude was just, at this time, he was a lot smaller. He had like a fade or whatever like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And but it was just like he had it. He was like he was crisp, he was fast, he had move set, he was like pow pow, he was like sharp, he was like pow pow pow, and I was mesmerized, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And after his match, I was like, bruh, I said, I heard about you, you know what I'm saying? But it's the first time I saw you, I said, I think you're amazing. And we kind of exchanged numbers or whatever like that. And then we start popping up at the same places like seminars. And I was like, hey man, look here. You go over there, and I'm gonna be over here because if we start being beside each other, they're gonna put us as a tag team because we don't have black people here, you know. And it was just kind of inside. It was kind of inside joke between him and I. So they'll try to make it the Ebony Express or something. So go over there, you know. It so it was kind of our thing, you know. We talk a little bit or whatever, and he just tell me what he had going on, and then uh, at that time I was getting calls because I was back in country or whatever, and I got a call from Ring of Honor, and they was like, "Hey man, we're getting ready to get bought out by Sinclair, and they're gonna buy us and they're gonna put us on TV, and we want to know if you could hold a full-time schedule." Because I was in my 30s at that time, and I was like, "Yeah, of course, you know." And they said, "All right, well, we got this idea for you, whatever." And they said, "We got you. We got this young man. We want you to tag with him. You kind of mentor him in or whatever like that." I said, "Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I can do that." And I was like, "What's his name?" It said Cedric Alexander, and I just started laughing. I just started laughing, and we hadn't tagged before. We just kind of knew each other pretty good or whatever. Now I'd already been kind of talking to him on the phone, kind of just here and there type stuff, what you up to type thing, and keeping up with him. And then when we got to the Ring of Honor show, I think it was in Virginia. It was in Virginia, and we had talked on the phone and stuff like that, and we just saw each other at the show. We just started laughing, just started laughing, and that was the first time we tagged. First night we tagged, we wrestled Future Shock, which is Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly, and we wrestled the Bravado Brothers. And it was like the chemistry we had was like it was ridiculous. It was like you can't buy chemistry.
Right.
Either you have it or you don't,
Right.
And we kind of went in there like, hey, we could do this move, we could do that move, kind of laying some stuff out or whatever. And he was like, okay, okay. And he had ideas. And I noticed that like I'm kind of I don't think of myself as old school, but I got an old school mentality. You know what I'm saying? And so but he was like part of like what the newer guys were doing at the time. So I caught on that real quick. And so I was like, okay, well, whatever he says, I try to pick up on. But then I noticed he gave me the same respect. And so him being trained by George South, it was like when I say something, he would listen, but it was kind of like he wasn't afraid to speak up, hey, and we could do this or whatever like that. And so with us both having that open communication with one another, it was like he was able to like grasp concepts a lot faster, and I was able to grasp new concepts. I'm not gonna say faster, but grasp them enough to understand it to where we could gel something together and make something pretty dope. So it was like, and the only thing I was like, man, I said I'm not gonna be able to teach you how to wrestle because you're already dope. I said, but I could teach you some like psychology and then working the mic and some, some out ring stuff and the way to carry yourself, how to dress, type stuff like that, how to act around certain people in camera and off camera, or whatever like that, and just kind of making a name for yourself and not making a bad name for yourself type thing. And then we would just ride up and down the roads and just we would have conversations because he was he was just now getting out of school and had a girlfriend and all this stuff, and we just talking about stuff and it kind of grew from there, man. It was kind of like a father figure to him for a while, and then after a while, it was kind of like we were brothers. He was like a little brother, and then after a little brother, we kind of became equals, and then he had a chance to take an opportunity, man, and he bet on himself. He bet on himself, man. Like he was on the contract.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm gonna go do it. I said, bro, do it. Like, do it. Do it. And the rest is history.
Nice.
If anybody else doesn't have any questions on the panel, I want to kind of V, do you have another one?
I have two.
My man ready. He was like, I got a question and I got another question. And I got two.
You also try to be respectful of your time as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yes,
Bro, I'm
absolutely.
up now, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, let's do this. Feel me?
All right.
My first question is, knowing what you know now, if you were to travel back in time to, let's say, 20-year-old Caprice, what would be the advice that you would give him?
take every opportunity you've given, and the stuff you're doing now. Um, be willing to put it aside to do this, because I didn't realize when I was training with the Hardys, I didn't realize how big wrestling was. I kind of saw it in my eyes, me wrestling with Omega and New Frontier Wrestling before it was Omega, not wrestling with them. That was my version of WWE. It was never like in my head of like, oh, I want to go to WWE. Oh, I want to, make a career out of this thing. It was like in my head, I was already like, this is what I wanted to do, and I was going different places and getting matches and having good matches with people or whatever like that. And then I started noticing like, you know, Matt was like, "Hey man, we got this show. We're going to Tennessee," and I'm like, "Hey, I got to work." I had a full time job at the time. I was in college. You know what I'm saying? And I was working towards an engineering degree, and I was already working at a plant. I was like supervisor at a plant or whatever like that. And so I wouldn't take off work. So I was like, "Hey, I got to work." He was like, "Oh, we got this show on Friday." And I was like, "Yeah." I said, "Well, y'all have fun." I was so he would keep me in the loop, but like with my job and all that stuff, I just kind of like, if I had time to wrestle, I would wrestle. And
Yeah.
Matt understood it, but like if I had to go back in time, I would have like maybe called out more. And maybe even just like move back in with my mom or something like that, to because they live with their dad, you know what I'm saying, and Shannon lived with his people, and everybody else kind of had their own little gig, to where at that time Matt and Jeff were working with a friend of theirs that had like a lawn company, to where if they needed time off, they could just say, "Hey man, we got a gig or whatever," and they really wouldn't miss anything. With me, you had to put time in and take time off or whatever like that. And so if I had to do it all over again, I would have told myself, "Hey man, take that time, like make this your thing, invest in it, do your thing, do like focus on that, instead of making it a hobby, make it your deal." Because I feel like if I would have done that and took it more serious, I would be in a different situation. But then God knows all, you know. Yeah, you can't turn back time, but like there's some things that a couple of things I wish I would have told myself, just to see where I would be at now. You know what I mean? but
Mhm.
but it's still all good.
When you say you getting an engineering degree, where did words? Where did you
Did you just
end up
wake up?
going? A little bit. Where did you go for your engineering
I was
degree?
in community college. I was in community college, St. Hills Community College, and I was manufacturing engineering, and I had finished in that, and the job I was going to, the job I was working at the time, what had happened was I was working at this plant, and I had reached like top pay.
Mhm.
And they was like, and I was like, "Oh, this is top paid." And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well, how do I get more?" They said, "Well, if you go to school, you can get more." I was like, "Okay, well, I'll go to school." And so I went to school, and like they paid for the beginning of it or whatever. They ended up shutting down and
Mm.
moving
Yeah.
overseas, but like initially they paid for it, and they paid for me like to. They told me what classes to take or whatever like that, and so I started taking the classes, and I just bring my report card to them or whatever like that, and they was like, "Okay." And then I graduated. By the time I graduated, like I said, had run out of business and moved overseas.
Mm.
So here I am, 20 years old, 21 years old with this manufacturing engineering degree. And I didn't know how to, go further in it, because the people that were helping me out, you know, they had ran out of business and the company moved overseas. Uh, and so then I'm calling around these jobs and I'm telling these people, "Hey, I need a job and I have a manufacturing engineering degree." And all of a sudden I go from being, well, you need experience, or you need this, to being overqualified. And
Mm.
so, oh man, I don't want to insult you, but you're overqualified,
Mm.
because by this
Yeah.
time I've been working at this plant for like 5 years. You know what I'm saying? So I got supervisor experience, I got plant experience, I got working experience, and I got supervisor experience, and it was like, and then I had education too, and I had the diploma or the whatever, the certificate or whatever behind it. You know what I'm saying? I had an associate's degree in manufacturing engineering. And so they was like, "Oh, well, you're just overqualified. I don't want to insult you."
Mm.
I was like, "What?" I said, "Bro, I need a job. What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
But like it's just that was their thing. But I kind of feel like that was their way to tell me no, because a couple of times I make the phone call, and I would be talking to like the plant supervisor or the so and so. And one time the guy said, "Oh, you want my job?" And I was like, "No, I want a job." But some of them wouldn't let me on because I had the education for the job that they worked up to get. You know what I'm saying? So like, and I get it. Like they was somebody that maybe started working at a plant 15 years ago and started, at the bottom and kind of rose himself up and got promoted to a position that you needed education for. But because they had been there so long, they got moved into that position. And I get it, you know what I mean? And so, but they were looking at me like, nah, this kid's gonna come in with these papers and this experience, and then they're gonna try to move me aside, And so I understood that, so I started working in education and start working with kids in the court system, stuff like that. And that allowed me more time with wrestling, and so just kept going from there.
Definitely.
This is my
Yeah, yeah.
last question.
Go
So
ahead.
because
Keep
I know
going.
Because we do have
I knows,
comments
bro.
also. Because
yeah,
I
we
don't
do
want to
have
miss.
comments. We do
Yeah.
have comments, and Knuckles. I do want to make sure Knuckles gets his question out. I always
Yeah.
ask this question to everybody. When it's all said and done, Caprice, what do you want your legacy to be?
Ageless. Nah. I think
That works.
Look,
nah,
good
my
answer, good
legacy,
answer.
my legacy is a legacy that, I paid it forward. You know what I'm saying? I got an opportunity to follow a dream. And while following this dream, I reached back and people helped me where to get where I'm at. I'm blessed to be able to make a living doing this stuff, to be on the contract and living my dream, doing commentary, and got ranked like number 3 in the world, best color commentator. And I didn't even know that was a thing.
Congratulations.
Like I didn't even know that was a thing. And I'm not saying, oh, I'm number 3 in the world. I'm like, I'm just kind of happy to be recognized, to be on that list. You feel me? And all, because I mean I've been on the, like, I guess the PWI stuff, and I really never paid it too much attention. But you said been there 9 times, so
9 times. Yeah.
I guess that's a good thing. And so, but then there was like somebody said, "Hey, like you're ranked number 3 as the best color commentator in the world." And I saw the people I was like ranked with, and my friend Nigel McGuinness got number 1, and I was like, that figures. but then, but then like, but I love Nigel, man, because I've
Yeah.
known him for years, and I work with him, and he always has like great pointers and great insight and stuff like that. And so I admire him, you know what I'm saying? And then I never worked with Wade Barrett, but then then they had me, but I know Taz and all these people. And I'm like, man, I said, they got me number 3. I said, I'm just happy to be on the list, to be recognized, with these people. And so my lineage, man, is one that to let people know that, I wasn't selfish. I
Right.
wasn't selfish. If I saw somebody that had it, I was quick to put them under my wing. I trained a whole lot, like the Ashe roster. All the North Carolina guys were like trained by me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Rayhan, not solely by me, but like I was part of their training center. It was like, Cedric Alexander, George South, you know what I'm saying? And then Man Scout and Caleb Conley and me. We were like their trainers, you know what I'm saying? We worked at they trained, they went through high spots, and I was the trainer at high spots, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And so to watch these guys now and to see where they're going, and especially like Darius Lockhart, because when I met him, he wanted to wrestle, and he came there, and he was like 18 years old. I was like 17, and I was like, man, make me this one promise. I said, whatever you do, finish school. I finished school. I said, just finish school. I said, this stuff will be here, and I'm not saying quit. I said, but make school your priority. And he finished school, man. And like once he finished school, he stopped for a while and he came back, and look at him now. You know what I'm saying? He has the business mind. And I said, bro, you finish school, I'll support you in whatever you do. And he finished school. He told me about the Ashe thing. I said, hey, just let me know what you want. It's on. And then I had other young guys that I was like, hey, do this, do that, or whatever like that. And they listened, man. And I realized like I got a heart for this thing, and I became like a father figure to a lot of these grown men.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And some of them even now, like they have kids, and they, hey, send me pictures of their kids on the birthdays, and then they call me in certain situations they're going through and all, and I'm able to talk to them, and I just sometimes 9 times out of 10, really all you gotta do is listen. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And then tell your experience on it, but not saying, I know how it is, but if you could relate to it, you could relate to it, and just talk, and that's the way it's been. And so I've got a lot of love. And then there was a time where I was like, man, I wonder, like, does my community respect me for what I've done? You know what I'm saying? Because it's a white man sport, and and then years later, because like growing up in this sport, bro, it was like there was only like one black guy on the card. You know what I'm saying? And then you would have two black guys on the card, and it caused us to kind of look at each other like we're competition. You know what I'm saying? But then I could see over the years how it grew. And if you look at wrestling now, man, it's like everybody's in it. If you're great, you could make it. You know what I mean? And so to see that happen and to see that the way it is now, and then to see that my community embraces me, like with the things that I've done and the way they respect me and the way they lift me up and show me love wherever I go, man. It's I love it. So now I'm like, okay, I must have did something right for them to love me, because a lot of times, if you ain't did it right, they'd be like, man, this joke is sold out, or this joke, you know what I mean? And so for the show to be shown love in my community, and then my son saying he want to do this, and to watch him do it, and them showing him love, like I got a text before my son got home. The guy he wrestled somebody that I knew when I was wrestling or whatever like that, and they said, man, your son's amazing. And so like getting those texts, and then like people sending me stuff about him, or hey, I saw your son at the show, and I took care of him, or I did this or whatever like that. Now he'll say, hey, I met so and so, and it'd be somebody that I knew from the indies, you know what I mean? And they say, hey, they told me to tell you, hey, and they did this or whatever, and just to know that I know my son's in good hands wherever he goes, because somebody there knows me, and they take care of him because of me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so I guess my lineage would be one that people realize that, hey, he wasn't selfish. He gave back. He helped who he could. And then when the time come for him to help his family, he did that. You can call me LeBron James you want to, but hey, they do it all the time. They do it all the time, bro. We just
Yeah.
don't see it. They do it in corporate buildings. They do it. They do it all the time. They do it all the time. We just don't see it. You know what I'm saying? So you can see it, and get some popcorn, because you're gonna be seeing a lot of it.
Nice.
That's what's up.
Nice.
I like that.
Perfect.
So
Thank
I
you.
was gonna do just to close it out, and we appreciate you being here. Like, this means a lot to us to have you on the show. So we know your speed and agility in the ring, but now we're gonna do your speed and agility of the mind. I was gonna do a rapid fire with you, but we're gonna do the rapid fire based on the questions that are in the comments. There are some questions here for you.
Okay.
So we're gonna go with the first question, Mike.
Look,
If you could put
instead
that
of
up.
rapid fire, instead of go, let's kind of go pat,
Yeah.
pat.
Like the Harlem Night, like
Call it.
Harlem Night.
I'm gonna pat. I ain't gonna. It's late, man.
Yeah.
Y'all too late for me. Okay.
Okay, all right. So
Don't do rapid fire. It needs to be
okay.
pat. Okay.
Well,
All
we'll give you one at a time, and we'll definitely go through
All right.
the question.
All right.
So the first question, all these questions are from Sway. Appreciate you throwing
Sway,
the question.
yep.
So yeah, the first question is, what was it like being in the ring with Adam Cole?
With who?
Adam Cole.
Oh, he's good. I mean, I worked with him plenty of times. He's one of those guys that you could tell he just had the it factor, and he was good on the mic, good in the ring, solid. You know what I'm saying? To me, he wasn't like, he was different, because a lot of guys his size would be like crazy high flyers type thing, and known for like those type of maneuvers, but he just wrestled. He wasn't like a huge high flyer or anything like that. So, but his thing was the microphone. You put him on the microphone, and so me seeing somebody like Adam Cole, it kind of lets me know that this is a sport that where the more entertaining you are, the further you can make it. You could be a tremendous athlete. You can do all the moves or whatever like that. But if you can't grasp the eye, if you can't grasp an attention, you're not gonna make it. And he could get the attention wherever he went, man. Had the kid Adam Cole, baby, and he's a cool cat, man. He's cool. He's like, get along with everybody. He works hard, and you just kind of knew being around him, like, yeah, this guy, he's gonna make it. You just kind of knew.
And a lot of the stuff we see on like the big level, on the AEW level and everything like that, he was doing that in Ring of Honor. I was watching them back then. He's been doing it, for a long time. So very happy for Adam Cole.
Yep.
You want to go to the
Yeah, Priest. We'll go to the next. The next one's a two-parter because I think they run one in the same.
Yeah.
So the question is, what is it like? What was it like being trained by the greatest tag team of all time? I think he's assuming. I'm assuming
His
that's the
opinion,
Hardy
of course.
Boys.
The Hardy
Yeah.
Boys. Yeah, yeah.
And yes, and
Yeah.
he said, what were those training sessions like?
I mean, it was at the time I didn't realize they weren't the Hardy Boys then. They were just Matt and Jeff, and they were trying to make it themselves. And they had an organization. When I met them, it was like East Coast Wrestling Federation, and then it came turned into New Frontier Wrestling Federation, and then I was with New Frontier for a while, and then Matt was like, I had a dream. He's like, we're gonna change it to Omega, and we was like, what is Omega? He's like, Organization of Extreme Grappling Arts. We was like, okay, you know, but he had this whole thing mapped out in his head, and by the time he had it, now this time, it was Matt. He was always like High Voltage. He changed his name to Surge because High Voltage became a tag team in WCW, and they was
WCW.
like,
Mhm.
you got to change your name or whatever like that. So he changed his name to Surge, and then Wolverine, he was wrestling as Wolverine and Willow, and they would go together and tag, and they were kind of like extras for WWE, whatever like that. But they were getting better and better and better. But like you didn't really see them as a tag team when they were home. You saw them as Matt and Jeff. You know what I'm saying? But on TV, they were a tag team. You know what I'm saying? And so working with them, Matt was always like, like the trainer type, and so you got Matt. If you was in the ring, you got Matt and on one side of the ring that's showing you how to, take a bump, how to do this move, how to do that move, and kind of talking to you about wrestling. And then you on the other side of the ring, you got this, just imagine this big old box spring mattress type thing in the ring, and Jeff's just cutting flips and doing, figuring out moves, and you got Shannon Moore, and they're like, oh, what if we did this and this and that and this and this, and Champagne and Jason Art and all these guys coming through, and it's just like you watching them, and so you listening to Matt and watching Jeff, it's kind of like that, and then so you would finish with the wrestling thing, and then you be like, well, can I try this, and so I was trying to doing the springboards and doing all that stuff or whatever, and whatever Jeff was doing, I would like, I could do it, and I was like, what if I add this to it, because I couldn't do exactly what they did, because it's like, well, we can't have the same move. So I kind of learned how to see somebody do something and switch it to my own. So that's how I like came up with like the triple Northern Light suplex, my triple Northern Light suplex and stuff. I got that from Eddie Guerrero. He had the three amigos, and I was like, well, instead of doing three suplexes, I'll do three Northern Light suplexes. And then my move, the cold snap or my cutter or whatever like that, I got from Diamond Dallas Page. He was doing the DD, the
Diamond
diamond
cutter.
cutter.
Yep.
And I was like, well, instead of landing on my back, I'll land on my stomach.
Mm.
And I started doing that, and I was the only one doing that. And I guess now it's a real big move, yeah. But you just you take it and you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. That's
10
awesome,
points
man.
for you.
Yeah.
That's
Yes, that was good.
Yeah.
I see what you did
good.
there. All right, so if there aren't any more questions, we're gonna leave you with this. We want you to we're gonna dive into Ashe Wrestling right now because I know
Okay.
it's a really big thing. You are the current acting commissioner of Ashe Wrestling, so you are the man in charge. And it is, to my understanding, that there is a show happening this Sunday in Charlotte. It is Smile. Ashe is with you. Myself and King V have had the privilege of attending. I know
There you
words.
go.
Yeah, I know, right? Attending a couple of Ashe shows, and we did have an opportunity to interview at one of them. So what we want to do is we want to give you this opportunity to actually tell our viewers what Ashe actually is, why they should attend, and like what should they look forward to, and just give us a rundown on what's going to go on this Sunday.
Ashe is the power to create what you think. And I think we're all able to speak things into existence. And that's what Ashe is about. People say, hey, I want a wrestling company that focuses on, African American athletes, because if you look at pro wrestling, it could be kind of one-sided. And what Ashe does is bring the best African American athletes from around the world to one place to compete against one another, and it's showing that in the industry, to where at one time they kind of saw us as the same person, how we are individually gifted. You have the strong wrestlers, the fast wrestlers, the innovator, the microphones, the good guys, the bad guys, the characters, the performers, you know, and you have them all under one roof, man. And it's like you can have a mostly black locker room, and everybody's totally different. You know what I mean? And it kind of just proves that. And with the card we got coming up, man, we got so many great athletes coming. We've had people in the past coming in, you know, Shelton Benjamin, Jonathan Gresham, Ron Simmons, all these guys that come in to support, you know, Mark Henry, and it's dope because it's continuing to, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's not stopping anytime soon. And so if you watch wrestling, like, oh, I would watch it, but it's not, you know, it's not a lot of black people on it, but it is now. You know, you can't say that now. Now wrestling is the way it's supposed to be. It's diverse. You got everybody doing everything, and so you can't say that now. But we also have an organization to where, you know, it's not only wrestling. You got artists that are coming up that are already dope that people may not know about. But we have. It's kind of like if In Living Color was a wrestling promotion, it'd be Ashe.
Nice.
You know
That's
what I'm
what's
saying?
up.
And that's kind of how we doing it, man. We bring the best from around, and we have a great crop at home, like North Carolina. Like I said, the guys that were trained at high spots, a great core, and we could bring in guys from all over the world. And Darius Lockhart has a wrestling mind. He could see you, and he could sees like your character and how to implement it, and how to use it, and how to make a big deal about it, and how to put stories together. He's got the mind, and I trust him, you know. And he bounces stuff off of me, and I'm like, absolutely, you know. What if we did this, da 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 da, and just the same chemistry Cedric Alexander and I have, you know. Darius and I have, but we all three have that. We are all three kind of like a brotherhood, you know. And so it's not just you do this, and I do this, or whatever. It's like he had mentioned it to me, and we bounce off each other. But I know he's gonna have the final say because it's his junk, you know what I'm saying? And so I just like, yo, I think this or whatever like that, and he respected it, you know. And together, man, we're able to come up with some great stuff.
Definitely. Wow. Well, Caprice, there's so much we could talk to you about, but we hope to have you back on. Please come back on another episode of Go for the Pin, because there's so much that we didn't get to. I mean, you've literally wrestled everywhere. You know, you have so much knowledge for the business. So we'd love to talk to you again if you have another opportunity to talk to us.
No doubt, man. Thanks for having me. And like I said, man, I apologize for oversleeping earlier, but I hope I made it up for you.
No, you definitely did. Thank you so much.
Excellent.
Thank you so much. Caprice Coleman, everybody.
Thank you so much. Caprice.
Thank you.
All right.
Woo. Nice. That was awesome.
That was awesome.
Oh man.
That was
All right. Full disclosure, I have to get my charger, but when we come, we're gonna run a video, and when we come back, we have our next guest that's been waiting very patiently.
Yes.
Very, very patiently. We're trying to get everybody on here. And shout out to everybody that's still rocking with us in the chat and everything like that. We appreciate you guys. We're gonna, what should we go to? Should we go to a classic? We'll go to a classic.
Sure.
Classic.
Let's go to a classic. Let's do it.
Classic.
What's good? You know, it's the hottest flame here, Kiera Hogan, and you're watching or listening to Go for the Pin, hosted by King V and Mike EQ. Go for the Pin gets the win each week with their weekly review show discussing all happenings in pro wrestling. Mike, you still owe me a chopped cheese. Thanks for the support.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. And you saw it in the intro, ladies and gentlemen. Who is it?
What just happened?
There we go. What was that?
I don't know.
You're muted, Mike.
All right, we good now?
Yes.
All right. Wow. All right. Glad that didn't happen.
Bobby Showalter, stop messing with our stream. All right. Leave it alone.
I mean, he sent us a cease and desist earlier, so I mean, I don't know. All right.
All right.
Whoa.
So,
They did say it was a
oh,
hurricane going on, so I don't know. Maybe that's what happened there. I don't know. But anyway.
Swear, you better tell him again. You saw it in the intro. She still ain't got her chopped cheese. She's like, there's no chopped cheese here.
Look, I've explained that story over and over. Okay. I will go down to Ashe just to straighten this out with Kiara Hogan. Shout out to Kiara Hogan. Another huge part of our show. All right.
The only Hogan we acknowledge.
Yes.
What was that?
The only Hogan we acknowledge.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Sway says you better get her that damn chopped cheese. I know.
And we are live.
Sway says episode 200 lit. Appreciate you. And it's only going to get better because we have a special guest. We have another special guest in the building.
Yes.
Knuckles, once again, will you?
And they have this guest. I'm not even gonna hold you. This is my what other than what we have going on right here. This is one of my favorite podcasters out of every podcasting. She's the co-host of Wrestling with Knuckleheads podcast with Toe Tags and Ray. She is also a Battle Club Pro, We Are Wrestling, and Invictus Pro Wrestling sponsor and contributor. I am a fan. We all are fans, and this is one of our good friends. We contribute and sponsor with Battle Club Pro a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and the only Gigi for the win in the building. Yeah. Yes, she is, ladies and gentlemen. Yes.
Congratulations on 200 episodes, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gigi, how you doing? I know we kept you up a long time. You were actually doing a podcast while you were doing. You finished one up
before this. I was chilling.
Yeah, the Wrestling with Knuckleheads podcast.
So Wrestling with Knucklehead podcast every Thursday at 9 p.m. We stream live on YouTube, Twitch. It is a little bit of everything. We tried doing like the whole Facebook live and the Instagram live. That didn't work out too well. But yeah, we do this every Thursday. Huge sponsors to all three amazing organizations here in New York and then also in Jersey. Yeah, it's just a fun ride, man. It's good times.
Definitely.
Wrestling is amazing right now.
It is. It really is. I see all of the wrestling, like action figures and everything behind you. That's cool.
It's got the background of the year.
Belts and everything. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
She got me to say belts.
Mike said belt.
Mike said belt.
So
Gigi, yes, please. Mike, go ahead. I already know where you're going with it.
No, all right. So full disclosure, Gigi, I don't call them belts. They're championships to me. Yes, I'm one of those guys. But because you're on, you got me to say belts. Okay, those are beautiful.
Listen, you said it. I didn't put a gun to your head. That's what.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. It's true.
What is it? Is it a championship or is it a belt? What is it?
For me, it's a championship.
Thank you.
I agree with him.
Thank you.
I also every once in a while would say belt, but I don't really put it out into that content where I would be upset if I called it one or the other. But for me, it's always been the women's championship belt, the intercontinental championship belt. It's what I was raised on, like just growing up, and we never called it belts. We called it championships. It was intercontinental championship, heavyweight championship. Everything was it became certain titles out there just became like even the word title itself. It's a title, and see, like hardcore title. That makes sense. 24/7 title.
Yep.
Even that, they even try to like say championship for that one.
Yeah. So, the WWE title.
Yeah. But these two bad boys right here, they're championships.
The championships.
That one would be my women's SmackDown championship, and that would be the White Intercontinental Championship.
Nice.
Okay, so is that Intercontinental? That would be to your right.
To my right.
Yes, that one. Is that the best Intercontinental Championship design of all time?
In my opinion, it is. I like this one, and then the second one would be the yellow.
Oh,
I like the
one. Okay. The one that Warrior won.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Sean also had it at one point.
Okay, so not so much the strap color, but the plate design. That's
Oh,
what
the
I mean.
plate design. I was
Yeah.
thinking. Well, I think they're more or less the same plate. It's just a different strap color.
Right. Yes. So I was asking, was that the best intercontinental plate design of all time?
Oh
Mm.
I
yes.
guess that's how I should have phrased it.
Oh, then yeah. No, it's by far my favorite.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Out of the IC titles, yeah.
Great minds.
My
think alike. I like it.
main title that I'm surprised that I didn't get. Well, one was a gift, and the white IC I actually got from Kenny from the call up. Is the original well, not the original, but the WWF Women's Championship, the one that Trish had, Lita had, Mickey had, even Lake Cool, when they decided to break that up into co-championships.
Ooh, Lord.
I really love that one. That one was the ultimate classic for me. So that's
Definitely.
definitely on the list.
So, what got you into wrestling? We see you all the time at all the independent shows, but we're trying to get into your brain, learn a little bit about you, Gigi. So,
I
what
was
got
born and
you?
raised into this, dude. Funny enough, my mom got my dad into it. So my mom was into it because her dad was into it. He was into the Bruno San Martinos, the Gorilla Monsoons. Like, he was into that. Now, ironically, later on in my mom's adult life, she worked for a corporation that actually ended up building the contracts for Madison Square Garden, for WWF at the time, for Vince Sr. So she would know, like, in the contracts, like, when they're coming to Madison Square Garden and what's going on. She wouldn't know, like, who was going over or not, but she basically, it was just whole like area was basically getting those contracts ready for them at that time, as they worked in Rockefeller Center.
Wow.
So she got my dad into it, and I was just up watching wrestling with my dad. Just, Saturday night main events, Monday Night Raws, and SmackDown eventually came on later on in my teenage years. And, I watched the first SmackDown where Shawn Michaels super kicked the shit out of the and Shawn Michaels is indeed my favorite male wrestler. He is
I'm with you.
Sexy boy. I don't care if he's cockeyed. He can see my ass one way and then he can look at my titty the other way, and I am okay with that. Okay, it is Shawn fucking Michaels. All right. Sexy Red had no business, and he had no business saying, "Come here, the daddy sugar." All right, there was no business in that. It was a little upset.
That's hilarious.
You got joking fever. I get it.
Nah, so good.
I bet she was the one behind Cardi, but you know what? I'm just speculating here.
Oh my.
Oh boy.
Oh my.
Is that, what is that, you guys? Is that bourbon?
That is Jameson. That is.
Oh, absolutely Irish whiskey.
That's
Okay, so I guess
Sway
when we
says
all
best.
come to New York for SummerSlam, we're taking Jameson shot.
We could do that.
Oh, man, SummerSlam is gonna be
MetLife.
lit.
Yo.
It's gonna be lit.
Oh yeah. Everybody needs to be there. Sway says best in ring performer of all time. I tend to agree with Sway on that one. But I know we all have our favorites, but definitely I've said many times on the show, Shawn Michaels is up there for me. Like, I definitely think he's the best in ring performer of all time. But that's just my opinion. V?
I love Brett, and I'll just leave that there.
Me too.
So I see you're a collector. First question is, when did you start collecting figurines? And follow-up question to that is, how many do you own?
So my obsession, I would say, my funness actually started with Funko Pops. When Funko Pops started coming out, yeah, it is the most dumbest shit, right? So I got figurines.
I have some back there.
So all these figurines, all of these beautiful, majestic art. Some I got as a birthday gift, kind of like a gag gift in my adulthood. Here's my family giving me a fucking John Cena fucking doll and I opened it up, and then the next year they gave me the Miz, and I refused to open up the Miz because that is my WrestleMania Miz. So that was probably like the real one of the first ones I want to say that I've received and never taken out of the box. Like never.
Got you. And that's the
None
one in
of
the
my-
lower left corner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and that's when he had his WrestleMania moment where he was the champion and everything like that.
The
That
John
was
Cena match.
27, WrestleMania 27.
Hmm.
So that was probably like my first actual one that I had. And then Funko Pop started coming out, and I'm a girl. I love cute shit, right? So I'm like,
Yeah.
oh shit, cool. They got like, you know, my Harley Quinns, the Batgirls, the Wonder Womans, all of this. And then I started seeing their wrestling collection, and I was like, nah, I need to have all these Funko Pops because how can I not? And I literally have a collection right there.
Oh, dope.
Mine is
It's a
definitely chilling
Funko
back
Pop
there.
pyramid.
Yeah, I definitely do. And then down there is just like pop culture, like Dirty Dancing, Amy Winehouse, like
You
random
got the Amy
shit.
Winehouse one?
There's an Amy Winehouse pop, yeah.
I never got that one. Oh, my
Oh
God.
man, I saw it. I was like, I had to. I immediately I was like, mine. Just charge me. So I'm gonna I'm just
Go
gonna
ahead,
watch
send
it.
one next day shipping. Thanks.
And this one is just I got a lot of shit. It's a little messy over there, but a few more Funko Pops, a little bit kind of tilted over. I have a Sting figurine out there, Razor Ramones.
Hey yo.
A lot of them I just started now to keep in their boxes. Just mainly because I don't have the risers for them right now. Because risers are very fucking expensive.
They are.
Yeah.
They are.
And so are other things. So they stay in their little nice boxes. And then I want to say, like, I really started my, like, just collecting, I want to say about 5 years ago, give or take.
Okay.
So I started off just getting some. I really didn't have this room. This room just came about maybe about 3 years ago when I realized I was like, yo, I got mad shit. I need to start putting these things up. How am I gonna do that? Ooh, push pins.
That's like my dream setup to have, like, you know, like my own office with just wrestling, like everything wrestling behind me. Like I wanted to do that in my old place. It might still happen. We'll see. You know, we'll see. But I don't know. I have to like get into like collecting. You know, I like going to shows and everything like that. You know, Gigi sees me literally all the time. Like, but
she went to like what last week?
Just last week, yeah, and we are. But no, like I enjoy the experience, obviously, of going to wrestling shows. I just was never really into like collecting as much, but I want to because that's like memories right there, you know. So I gotta get better at that. That's one thing I'm gonna work on is like just
So the WWE has like they put out a lot of cheesy ones and stuff, but there are some ones that are just like, oh my god. I caught a lot of them on sale. Last year at Comic-Con, I spent way too much money. And I keep telling myself, but you got yourselves amazing deals. I actually got the Elite Collection that was pulled off the shelves.
Oh, nice.
So
Nice.
it's still in this box. It's like on my floor right now. It's amazing. It's probably my holy grail that I got from Comic-Con last year. And it has Hogan, Rocky Maivia, Austin, and Becky Lynch.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Nice.
that's dope.
Yeah, definitely.
So it was definitely one that I was not letting go. It was definitely the one that they pulled off the shelves and everything. So I splurged a little because I love wrestling. But yeah, I just love just like looking at the art of it, and I will take it out of the box at least possibly once just to look at it. Like, oh man,
Right.
All right, wipe it off, put it back in. We're good.
Sanitize it.
That's
Put it
it.
back.
That's it. We won't mess this up. That's it. Don't worry, kid. It's gonna be worth thousands of dollars.
That's right.
When you get my age, it'll be thousands. You'll thank me later. If you fuck up the box, you fucked it up for yourself.
So we're gonna get into wrestling related questions. So I'm gonna ask you a question. This is a full transparency podcast. We don't hold back at all. We be completely honest. So I'm
Okay.
gonna ask you a question, and I want you to be completely honest with us.
Oh boy.
I need 3 wrestlers.
Oh, okay.
Who's the most overrated, the most underrated, and the one that's right where they're supposed to be?
Ooh.
I might get some controversy for this.
Full transparency.
Cody is overrated.
Ooh.
Wow.
I love Cody.
Cody is who she said.
You want to know why?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Give me a rememberable match that Cody had as a WWE champion. Don't worry, I'll wait. Give me one of those. Yo, that match with Cody as a champion. Yo, that should solidify his fucking.
Oh man.
Tell me, give me a match. Because lately, all I've seen him is tag teaming in matches that he shouldn't even be tag teaming. And including, I don't know, the one he's about to get into with Roman Reigns, the man that he beat for the title, where it really should be Jimmy Uso. But you know what? Who am I to say anything?
Wow.
I'm not Rikishi. I'm not here for that. Okay. You know,
you didn't do it for the
pray
Rock.
for Jimmy because
I'm not even
apparently he's going through something.
That was stiff.
I'm not even gonna hold you. I was in such disagreements with you until you asked the question, and I was like, "Yo, that's fair."
Yeah.
Like Roman got matches and the legacy that he solidified for that particular championship just gave it so much more meaning. Just very much like Gunther and his what he solidified for the IC title. Because look with Sami Zayn, he won the title, but what did he do with it?
Right.
Sammy is better as a chaser. Like Sammy is not an underdog anymore. Sammy plays a better underdog character, but he's not an underdog anymore.
Agreed.
Who is the underdog?
Yeah, who's the underrated?
Underrated.
And by the way, the match with Solo with Cody was good, but I mean, it's because everything, the bells and whistles behind it, I'm assuming. But go ahead. I digress.
It was good, but it wasn't great.
I like the Cody versus Kevin match.
I like the Cody versus Kevin match also.
I thought that one was good.
I think that when I get like a Kevin Steen type of attitude instead of Kevin Owens, then I will maybe accept it.
Mike, did I not say that on the show?
You did.
Did I not say that on the show? Okay.
You did.
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't the only one. Okay. All right.
Like we got Kevin Owens. I need a Kevin Steen type of.
Kevin Steen died when he got to WWE.
Gigi,
all right.
It's like you read my script. I swear on everything. That's exactly what I said.
I liked it. Don't get me wrong. I liked it. I liked the match too, but
the fact that he had
Kevin Owens was not going to go over. Again, right now, Cody is being sold as hot, and it's not. They're trying to sell it, and they're trying to sell it. I'd rather have Cody as a heel. Give me heel Cody. He'll be a little bit slightly more interesting than Mr. American Nightmare.
It's coming.
All right, and let's not get into dry ass Drew McIntyre because I'm not with that nigga either. I'm not with dry ass Drew McIntyre. He's getting better though. He's gotten better, but I'm sorry that dry ass Drew McIntyre is still slightly trying to win me over. I'm just over this bracelet fucking situation, even though he broke it, and then apparently he's gonna reappear one of these days again. Because it's the spirits of that fan who made that bracelet before CM Punk, make him another one and mail it to him. It look just like the one from before.
So
Oh
these
my
comments
God.
of Gigi is of Gigi and only Gigi.
No, they're not. They are of mine too, because she is reading my mind right now.
So Sway asked, "What's your favorite match?" By the way,
Of all time, the
missing
Iron
this.
Man match between Shawn Michaels and Bret the Hitman Hart.
Absolutely.
Nice. All right,
Oh,
that was
okay.
quick,
So
right to the point there.
were
Yeah,
you watching wrestling? Were
the
you
other-
watching wrestling when Brett and Owen fought?
Yeah, WrestleMania 10 when they
10.
opened was amazing.
Which one was better?
Oh man.
Brett Owen.
Brett Owen.
What was better?
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Damn. Yeah, Brett Owen would be better. I mean, out of the
Technically,
two,
right?
yeah. I mean, I love, but my damn, because it's brother and brother, so it's so good. I wish it would have been for the championship.
Yeah.
I think that's where I kind of like. I wish that there was a moment where Brett had the title, right? Because got it later, right?
Yeah, he
And
won
then
it
he
later
shouldn't
that
gotten it
night.
later. It should have been Owen. Should have been Owen that fucking did this to Yoko, but heel versus heel in the McMahon world doesn't then go.
Right.
So,
Hmm.
yeah, I would have appreciated Owen and Brett if it was. I mean, I appreciate it regardless, but man, I think that would probably be what would have sold it to me for my favorite match. But my favorite match will still be Brett and Shawn.
60
But
minutes.
yeah, man, Brett and Owen, WrestleMania 10,
Mm-hmm.
hard second for sure. For the females, because I was there and it just for me solidified women's wrestling is changing, which would be Sasha Banks and Bailey at NXT Takeover Brooklyn.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I was there for that. I love that
Absolutely.
Yeah, for
Man,
the
Mike,
first one.
Mike, I'm getting,
yeah. And the
Mike, I'm
second.
getting sick of you talking about you there all
Yeah,
the time.
we're gonna
Nobody cares
come
you
out with
there.
merchandise that says you seen the new merch, Gigi.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
we're
we're
gonna come
not.
out with merch like that. That says I was there.
No, you're
I was
not.
there
You're
for
not,
that.
you're
And
not about to
momentum.
get profits by yourself. No, you're not. I'll poke you in the eye, sir. Straight up.
You can have
Straight
one
up.
that says you were there. It's okay.
What if I wasn't there?
Well, it's a work, pal.
Okay,
Man.
GG question. This is
And
this
then
is
we
some,
also
I
have our
get
other guests in the
yeah.
okay.
And then we're gonna let you go because it's very late, and I understand.
No, oh my god, yeah.
So I get slack for this all the time. What do you think of Mercedes Monet's character right now?
CEO.
No.
You said CEO?
No. That's what I say.
That's crazy.
I think that
They gonna get y'all.
we need to see about this guiding light that is telling us that it is that time that we need to, like, it's just that time to go because we need that. It's a light. It's a light that came to me. It's a light that came to me that it was my time to, like,
Oh my.
go. I think that what I loved about Sasha Banks in WWE and what I dislike about Mercedes Moné as a character is that she has too much mic time and she's okay on the mic. She can deliver, obviously. She can sell. But when she overly speaks on the microphone, it sounds like a chihuahua barking on the microphone, and it gets just repetitive and annoying because she is not adding more value to her championship. Like, yes, she's beating this person. Yes, she's beating that person. Yes, she's beating this person. But at the same time, I also have to blame Tony Khan for writing it this way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not only on Mercedes, but the thing is, and if y'all saw the documentary from Vince McMahon earlier, you have the serious boss and then you have the nice boss.
Mm-hmm.
Serious boss Stephanie McMahon. Nice boss Shane McMahon. Serious
I've
boss
heard that a lot.
Paul Levesque.
Yeah.
Stephanie McMahon still, whatever, not so much in control, but authority, so to speak, no pun intended. But then you had Tony
see what you did
Khan,
there.
who we've seen and heard that he wants to be your friend. And you can't be everyone's friend when you're the boss, because then they're not going to end up respecting you.
Exactly.
So think about doing the right thing. But if they don't feel like it and they know they can walk all over you, they gonna fucking walk all over you. And currently, right now, Mercedes Moné is dog walking the shit out of Tony Khan and that paycheck that he's giving her. She's another overrated wrestler, in my opinion. What she's done for the business, yes, but there's certain wrestlers that she just does not have that chemistry with. She did not have that chemistry with Britt Baker. That match was bad,
I know
y'all.
they buried that match on this podcast, but I'll just leave that there.
And I don't know if that was so much on Britt or Mercedes, but in my opinion, right now, Mercedes has to be the one that's going to take charge in that match, being that Britt is essentially just coming back from injury, not only from injury from her neck and shit like that, but the other shit that she's just been going through overall.
Yeah.
She literally told us her whole fucking medical history while she was out. So there is that ring rust that she's going to have.
Yeah.
And that was Tony's girl. Britt Baker can, do well on the mic with others, but when she was on the mic with Mercedes, it wasn't connecting. It was not connecting. I think the best match that Mercedes had, it was with Willow Nightingale.
We actually mentioned that earlier.
There it is.
Yep. All right.
And I had high expectations of Mercedes and Britt, but when it was like, it looked good on paper. But when you press play, it's like, maybe not.
Yeah, and then also the outside stuff also interfered, I guess, with Britt getting suspended for a couple of weeks or something like that.
The dumbest shit.
Yeah. And I guess that halted the story, so it's one thing after another. But it's wrestling.
V, you have anything?
No, because you already asked the question that I had already.
Which one?
The favorite match. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Sway wants you back on the show. Yeah, everybody wants you back on the show. No, Gigi's very knowledgeable about the business. I mean, and your love
I'm the loudest person at any indie show.
Your love for independent wrestling.
Yes.
You'll know when I'm in the building. It is so funny because when somebody came up, they were like, I heard you were coming and everything. I was like, oh, cool, because I saw it on the stories, and I was like, shit, the match is starting. She's not here. And all of a sudden you're like, yeah, and I was like, oh, there she goes. There it is. There it is. We knew she'll get here.
Yeah.
And if I'm with my team, forget about it. We're just the loudest fucking corner. So sometimes hecklers, sometimes they just talk on their own, and I'm supervising. And I supervise my knuckleheads, especially toe tags, because he needs supervision at all times. Toe tags need supervision at all times.
Listen, I'm not even gonna hold you. Gigi is one of the sweetest people ever, but don't try to get her to pay for a sub at a corner store. She will buck on you immediately. I tried to do it. I'm not gonna hold you, Mike and V. We was in New York at Java Slam, and I walked to the corner store, and I was getting a sub. I was like, yo, I need 2 subs and I need 2 Cokes. I need all of this. I need to put it on Gigi for the wins tab. And she was like, what?
The fuck you are.
He was like, the fuck?
There you go.
And toe tags was standing right there like, nah, bro. Nah.
I'll keep that in mind.
Right, exactly. And if you ever see her at a show, you got to get a Swedish fish from the Swedish Fish Princess.
Oh yeah.
Every show.
My kid's the candy girl.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got one going to the ring. So
I
thank
did
you for
too.
that. Yeah.
I was
yes,
like,
I remember that.
yes, absolutely. I was like,
Like,
thank
yeah.
you.
She'll do
well,
it.
Awesome.
She'll
Right.
do it. She'll even wait until the guys come outside of the ring, like, hey, you need a Swedish fish?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
energy boost, man. That's
I
what
like
went up.
you. And if she don't like you, she won't give it to you.
It's
She'll be
true.
like, she'll
Yeah.
dub you on it. Like,
Yeah.
oh. Like,
Yeah.
Well, Mike, that means she likes us.
she's
That's
like,
a good thing.
this is
That's
not
what's
for
up.
you. I'm not giving him any.
Oh wow, not
I'm not
sad.
even there to try to offer it for even them to throw it away or something like that. And
Not
she,
even
No,
sad.
make sure she doesn't give any to Robert Showalter the fourth or Anthony
Absolutely.
Gamble. You know.
listen, let me tell you something right now. Anthony Gamble
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
and Bobby Showalter, all right?
Yeah.
We ain't got no problems with them. We give them Swedish fish, all right?
Oh.
We
Oh,
got
boy.
love for them,
Oh
Oh, boy.
all right? I got a lot of love for Bobby Show, all right?
We used to until he sent us the cease and desist letter that I ripped up earlier
Oh,
tonight.
well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that sounds like your personal problem, not mine. And
Well,
I'm
it's gonna
okay
be
with
on. It's gonna be our lawyer's problem if he keeps harassing us. I'll tell you that much.
it. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Anyway.
Why you gonna fuck with Bobby like that? Why you gonna fuck with Gamble?
He
Mr.
started with us.
Paid in
Gamble
full.
pushed
You
me
wanna
into
fuck
the-
with Mr. Paid in full.
Gamble almost pushed me
Wow.
into the street at Jobber Slam 3.
It happened. We have it on
It
video.
happened.
Switch-
It happened.
switch the fuck
Only
up.
because
Yeah.
only because I was defending my boy Mike. And
He got in my face for no reason. All
He
right.
did.
Got in my face, knocked my hat off, like totally disrespected me in front of my friends, in front of my family. Like it was totally wrong. Okay. Knuckles and V were just defending me.
That's right.
And apparently Gamble didn't like that. And now we're in this like back and forth with those two. I mean, it is what it is. They got what they deserve that we are, so I'm happy now.
There you go.
Listen,
But anyway,
that's
Gigi.
on you. I'm okay. My boy Lion won that night. I sponsored him, so I'm okay with that. Shout
There
out
you
to Blaze
go.
and
Dr. J.
Lion.
There you go.
And
Dr.
Midas
J. Lion.
main event. I love you guys.
Main event.
Well, Gigi, we're not gonna hold you. We know it's late. Before we let you go, just give our viewers and anybody else that watch the show, give them your social media handles, where they can find you, the podcast handles, anything else you want to share before we let you go.
Yeah, sure. Awesome. You guys can find me on IG and on Twitter at gg4.thewin. I also have a website, gg4thewin.com. You guys can actually check out some really cool wrestling inspired merch that I graphic designed some. Actually, all of them. You can catch us on Thursdays. Well, the Knucklehead Network actually streams Monday through Saturday. Sometimes on Sundays because we be mad bored. We talk about wrestling, life, fucking comics and everything. But you can totally catch me every Thursday on Wrestling with Knuckleheads with Totex, Gigi, and Ray Sanchez.
Nice. Well, Gigi, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming.
Likewise, and congratulations again on 200, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gigi.
We'll definitely do this shit again.
Definitely. Later,
There's
Gigi.
lots of the knuckleheads in here.
Appreciate you, Gigi.
No doubt.
Gigi for the
Night,
win.
y'all.
Good night, Gigi. All right. That was Gigi for the win or Gigi for the pin in this situation.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Right.
So I don't know if you checked the
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
So we did have another guest lined up. Trying to see what's going on with that situation, and then we're gonna get up out of here. I mean, what a show! Like, what a show, guys. I mean, this is 200 again. Like I said to Janelle, I didn't think that we would. Sway said GG for the pin is crazy. Yeah. I didn't think that we would make it this far, but I am so happy that we did. A lot of great moments over the years. And I just hope that we're able to make even more moments, some great guests tonight, some great guests over the years. I mean, Ruthless Lala. We've had Danny Limelight on the show in the past also. Steve Pena, Jobber South, everybody except Gamble. I'm just trying to think, like, there's so many guests that I'm probably forgetting. Joe Kim Morales, Joe, KJ Mack. I'm trying to think everybody. KJ Mack,
you talking
Dave
about as far as
Rivera.
guests that have been on?
Yeah, man. It's been a lot. There's so many people.
We've had Swole on before. We've had.
Swole.
Did you say Joe Kim?
I did.
Joe Kim. Yeah, we've had Joe Kim. God, we've had a lot of. Yeah, Pena. We've had.
See Pena, of course, many times.
Yeah, many times. We
True,
had
true
AJ
story,
on.
We actually were one of the first people to have Steve Pena on a podcast. That's a fact. You guys can look that up. We also were one of the first people. I think we did the Golden Glover's first interview. So I mean, a lot of firsts on the show. I'm trying to think of everybody. Sammy Chaos, of course, our friend.
Yes, absolutely.
Jordy and it's just been so many people, man. Nimrod Texera, the list goes on and on. Many people, Kiara Hogan, Melina early on, Leo Rush,
right? Yeah, he was the star of the last our last intro.
yeah. Shout out to Leo Rush.
Lee Wrestling
review show. Yeah,
review show. Keep killing it.
Yeah. So just
shout out to him.
Tasha Stills.
Shout out to Bianca being on the last intro video.
Yes, Bianca Belair. Yeah, it's been so many people that we've had either like short like cameo appearances or just like on the show to do an interview. We appreciate it so much. Knuckles, do we still have that other guest or like
if they're not, are they in
they're not here.
Okay.
No? All right. Well, I don't know if you want to reach out and see, but
it is 1:39 in the morning, so I will reschedule that if possible.
Okay.
Yeah, she was on there for a while. I tried to give her some time. She was getting off work, but if she's not there right now, then I think I will reach out to her tomorrow and try to reschedule because I did want to have her on. She's a very interesting. She has a very interesting story about what she's doing in the industry right now. So I'll definitely try to reschedule that because it is very late.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, if that's it, there was a couple of people that were supposed to be on, but due to unforeseen circumstances, they weren't able to be on. So shout out to all of you guys. We will get you guys on at another time. And yeah, I mean that's all I got. Again, thank you. Like I can't really say anything else, but thank you.
Right.
V, do you have anything to say to the people?
Something that won't get us shut down? Probably not.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sway says swerve when I ride. All right. Again, thank you to everybody. We're gonna get up out of here. 200 in the books.
200 in the books.
That's V for the 200th time. Take us home.
We're done. Bye.
Knuckles, all right. Do you have any other words?
Listen, everybody, Mike said it, and I'll say it again. Appreciate everybody for tuning in to Go for the Pin. You guys know our handles. You know our social media handles. You know where to reach us at. Listen, this is 200. We're 200 strong, and we're looking to go 200 more. Thank you, Sway. Thank you, Will. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, everybody. Matt Austin, who came on here and had words. We appreciate you. Everybody who was in the chat tonight. Pete Rosado,
Jeff Meacham,
Joakim Morales, everybody, Janelle from HR. We cannot forget about you for coming on here tonight. We appreciate everybody that came on here and that supports our show. We appreciate it more than you will ever realize or ever know. And with that, I'm going to sleep because I got to go to River Beach tomorrow. Everybody, Florida, Georgia, those areas, y'all be careful. If you watch our show from that area, be careful. The weather is bad. We want everybody to just be safe. That is kind of part of the reason why one of our guests couldn't be here, because they are in the middle of that hurricane stuff. So we definitely want them to be safe and be well. But other than that, I don't have anything. Thank you again. We appreciate you. We love y'all. Y'all be easy.